Let's go live. We got a good game coming up now. All right, we are on. Hey guys, how you going? So down Big Sport, we are live as the Redcliffe Dolphins play in a massive game against the Sydney Roosters. This is 8th versus 9th position. This is the top 8 battle right here. This is the peak of it all, and the game starts in 5 minutes time, so I've got to absolutely smash through these two team lineups and then the ladder and get into how it's all shaping up, especially after the Sharks just lost a big game to the Dragons. They're very grateful in 2 weeks time they have the bye, the Sharks, and they do play the Titans next week, but gee whiz, that was a big one there for the Dragons to keep themselves kind of alive. But guys, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and let's smash out these two team lineups here on Indigenous round. Now the Redcliffe Dolphins from 8th position. The people are the Turrbal, Yagra, Ningi Ningi, and Kabi Kabi for the Indigenous representation. And then the Sydney Roosters, they come into this game from 9th position, and they are the Eora and Gadigal people. Now this is at Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane, the home of the Yagra and Turrbal peoples. And the ins here for the Dolphins, Kulikafu, Finifiwiaki, Tavita Nafahu, and Trey Fuller, with the outs being Felice Kafusi, Herbie Farnworth, and LJ Nonu. Big loss there of Herbie Farnworth. That was massive last week against the Warriors. They still won that game, but a huge loss there of Herbie. Now, the fullback is Hamiso Tabuafado, with the wingers being Jermaine Asako and Jake Avarillo, centers of Max Fiane and Tavita Nafahu. You go to the 5'8", which is Cody Nikarima, and then the halfback is Sai Katoa, who is the captain. You go to the props, Francis Molo and Orblix Tawa, who comes in from 15 into the starting props, with Jerry Marshall King being the starting hooker. Go to the back row, Oren Keeley and Kulikefu Finifiwiaki comes in from the bench to the starting lineup, with the 13 being Kurt Donahue. Interchange, Mark Nichols dropped from the start to the bench, with Kennelly Lemielu also jumping from the start to the bench, Ray Stone and Josh Kerr, with the 18th minute replacement being Trey Fuller, and the coach is Christian Wolf. This Dolphins team, let's see if they can fire up today. Now the Sydney Roosters, guess what? No wins, no outs, no shake it all about. They're fully same team as last week. The fullback is James Tedesco, who is the captain, with the wingers being Daniel Tupou and Mark Nwanga Tawase, centers of Billy Smith and Robert Toya. You go to 5'8", Hugo Savala. The halfback is Sam Walker, with the front row forwards being Lindsay Collins, and Spencer Lenu comes in off the bench into the starting lineup. Then you got the number 9, Benaya Uelu. He also comes in to the starting 9 from the bench. The back row is Angus Crichton and Siwa Wong, and Nafahu White was shifted from the prop into the 13. He is now the lock. Interchange, Connor Watson drops from the starting lineup to the bench, with Victor Radley also jumping from the starting lineup onto the bench. Egan Butcher, Celestia Fogetti, and then the 18th minute replacement is Ethan King, and the coach is Trent Robinson. This game is incredibly difficult to predict. It is just so hard to predict, man. Roosters and Dolphins are about to come onto the field. Who do I predict in today's game? Gee whiz, I just seriously don't know. Herbie Farnworth is a massive loss there for the Dolphins. They didn't do too exceptionally well against the Warriors last week, and the Warriors, they had a lot of players out. The Roosters have a good culture of maybe being able to win games where, you know, nobody expects them to. I don't think that people expect them to have a cracker here and maybe not win, but the Dolphins to get up. I don't know, man. Like, this point of the season, everything's just so hot and so fiery, and there's so much to play for. I was originally coming to this game thinking I was going to tip the Dolphins, and now I'm feeling maybe a sneak of Roosters with a gut. Maybe a gut feeling of Roosters. I don't know, lads. Like, what do you want from me here? What do you want me to do here at this point? I don't know what to do. It's just so hard to make predictions in this competition this year. It really is. So, look, I'm actually going to go the upset here. I'm going to say maybe the Roosters keep their season alive make themselves equal with the Dolphins and then go 2 points short of the Sharks and the Broncos and the likes. Maybe that's what happens and just really keeps that top 8 battle firing up, because I just think Herbie Farnworth is a massive loss. I don't know if the Dolphins know how to get it done in the crunch of the back end of the season, whilst the Roosters do. They lost a lot of players in the off-season. They've had injuries. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I'm just getting a bit of a vibe about the Chooksters, but the Dolphins absolutely should be favourites here too. Oh boy, yeah, I'm going to go with the upset. Let me know in the chat what your thoughts are, who you are tipping in this game. But honestly, this is as 50-50 as 50-50 gets, in my opinion. I can understand why people are getting on the Dolphins based on the fact they can score points, but also, who do they score points against? Before I get into the ladder here quickly, they're just coming out of the field now. I am going to go through their recent record of scores, just so you can see what I mean when I say who are they playing. So the Dolphins last week, they scored 20 points against the Warriors. Look, I'll give them it because it was a top 4 Warriors team at the time. But we all know how the Warriors season is going right now. They put 43 past the Cowboys, but the Cowboys are the worst defensive team in the competition statistically. Lost to the Sharks and only scored 12 points in that game, 24-12. Beat the Rabbitohs 50-28. That's last place on the table, who have got a billion injuries right now. Lost to the Knights, who are bottom 4. They are bottom 4. Well, they're 5th last right now, but there's a chance of them going to... they're 4th last, sorry. Yeah, they're 4th last with a chance of going into 2nd last if the Titans win and also the Eels win today. Titans and Eels game's tomorrow, sorry. But look, they lost to the Knights 26-20. They beat the Cowboys 58-4. Whoop-de-doo. Again, that's 2 times against a team that has given up the most points this season. The Dragons 56-6. We all know how up and down they are, but at least they're having a bit of form now in the last couple of weeks. Beat the Dogs 44-8, but that was without all the Origin players in that game, and then obviously lost 16-12 to the Warriors in the earlier matchup. So look, it's really difficult. It's really difficult to kind of give them a great deal of recommendations, but they are still scoring a bucket load of points. They have the points in them, but Herbie Farnworth is a crucial part of that, and they really need to see Isai Kasoa stand up. And this is uncharted territory for the Dolphins right now. This is their 3rd season in the competition. They're fighting for the 8. They're right on the precipice of it. They've got a great points differential. You know, this is very uncharted territory for the Dolphins, whilst it isn't for the Roosters, and that's why I feel like I might lean with the Roosters today, but it could go either way. Now, quickly in regards to the table, it's very similar for both teams. The Dolphins, they are in 8th position on 26 points. They're 2 points clear of the Roosters. They're 2 points short of the Sharks and the Broncos. But points differential matters, as we always say here. Plus 171 points differential for the Dolphins. Sharks are at plus 43. No, they're not. They're worse off than that now. After that loss, they would be at plus 35. It doesn't really matter too much, though, but plus 35. And the Broncos are plus 104. So if the Dolphins win, they will jump up to 6th position above the Broncos and Sharks, shifting them down at 7 and 8. But those two teams probably do actually prefer that over the Roosters winning. So the Dolphins' highest position they can go into this week is 6th. If they lose this game, however, they will not drop out of the 8. They will stay in 8th position. However, the Roosters are plus 20. The Dolphins plus 171. It's just down to points differential. And it does keep Manly also with a chance of making the top 8 as well. So Manly are really hopeful, actually, that the Roosters win this game. And it keeps the Dolphins within range. And the points differential of the Roosters isn't that crazy ahead of Manly. So Manly's last chance for mine realistically does come down to the Roosters win this game. And it would then keep teams like the Dragons and maybe the Tigers in with a chance, but it's still very, very much so that you wouldn't be backing that in with 4 games to go. So yeah, Dolphins highest they can go is 6th, the lowest they can go is 8th, but at 8th, if they lose this game, it's going to be a fiery last 4 games to the finals between 5 teams, effectively, in the Broncos, the Sharks, the Dolphins, the Roosters, and also Manly. Now, for the Roosters, on the other hand, if they win this game, they would go up to 26 points. Like I said, they cannot go above the Dolphins, though, because the points differential, they'd have to win by about 80 to go above the Dolphins, which isn't happening. So if the Roosters win, they will finish off the round in 9th and equal 8th with the Dolphins. But if they lose this game, as long as they don't lose by 30 points or more, they will stay above Manly on minus 10 points differential. So the Roosters will stay in 9th position, but it would mean there's a 4-point gap between them and the Dolphins, the Sharks, and the Broncos on 28 points, and that would just be an absolute killer to the season with only 4 games to go. So there you go, guys. That is the prediction for the game. That is the ladder. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Let's get into the chat. Fire it up for a huge game here, and let's see who comes out the best in the battle of the top 8. The battle of the top 8 coming red hot. Casey says, "What are the changes? Having a meal? What are you talking about?" Succulent banh mi meal. Get around the banh mi. I actually haven't eaten today as well. I really do feel like a banh mi, but yeah, no, it's I don't have time. I don't have time, unfortunately. Lockie says Titans by 20 tomorrow. Fire it up, Lockie. It'll be a big stream tomorrow. It's gonna be a good game. 300 Sean says took Dolphins first half. It's going to be interesting. I think Dolphins probably should come out the better in the first half, and I do think the Dolphins are probably the... they do have more attack in them. That's the thing. Like I just feel like the Roosters know what it's like to be here, and the Dolphins don't know what it's like to be here, and they did have that loss. They did have that loss to Herbie Farnworth, which really just does hurt their attacking plans, but... like the Dolphins, realistically, based off the points they're scoring, if they are the team that everyone keeps talking about, well, they should put a score past the Roosters here today, and the Roosters should make a lot of errors, which is what this team does. Third tackle here for the Dolphins at the 28, and Kodi Nikorima is going to go right-hand side, and the Dolphins will get this ball to the 35 through All Blacks Tawa. Or it's Tafa, I think it is. Tafa is how they pronounce it. Now, fifth tackle for the Dolphins at the 40. Sundo says, let's go, massive game, up the cookies. Up the cookies, eh? Wow, big Cook Islands fan, you Sundo? Big Cook Island fan. Surprised, I thought you were a Roosters fan and a Chooks fan, but you set up the cookies, so I'm assuming you must be getting around a bit of Isan Masters and the lads of the Cook Islands. Oh, has he lost the ball? No, it's fine. Roosters with the ball at 35. Someone says Chooks, no Herbie, no party. I'm feeling it, man. I'm feeling it. I don't think that the Dolphins haven't convinced me a great deal just yet. And the Roosters just know what it's like to be here. That's why I'm tipping them. That's why I'm feeling a little bit of an upset. Dion says, if Dolphins score in the first 5 minutes, I reckon they run away with it. Yeah, potentially. I think they just need to get that attacking confidence back because the Warriors last week did pretty well with them defensively. Fourth tackle for the Roosters at the 45. Darren Wollongong says, I'm hoping the Roosters win just to keep the top 8 a grind, to make the few weeks more interesting. Sure, but I think that I think the top 8 will be locked up with the Dolphins win here today. But it's definitely more. It definitely still has a chance of teams jumping up. However, not with the Sharks. Roosters knock this ball back here at the 25. They get it to Sam Walker. Sam Walker gets it across to Angus Crichton. Crichton here at the 20. Flicks it back to Sam Walker again. And that's just going to be Dolphins ball here at the 15. Point of the matter is that you're right. A Roosters win here would make the top 8 race to the finals just insanely close. But even if the Dolphins are to win this game and make it 4 points, it realistically would just be the Broncos who could drop out, which I don't think happens because the Sharks have a bye in 2 weeks, the Titans next week. They have a pretty cruisy run home, even though the Dragons they should have beat. And the Dolphins, they play the Broncos next week and should beat them, but with the Broncos having Ezra Mann out, Adam Reynolds out, Selwyn Cobbo out, Xavier Willison out, Brendan Piakura out, like the Broncos shouldn't be winning that game. So for me, if the Dolphins win this game, the only team that I could see dropping out of the 8 would be the Broncos. Because that Sharks bye is just too big. Paul says, let's go Dolphins. Now the Roosters, James Tedesco gets it at the 15. He pushes away 1. He gets out of the 20. Good run there from James Tedesco. Someone says, time for Toya to do something and Marky Mark double. And there's a penalty for the Roosters. And just as he said, Mark Nwanga Tawase will receive a penalty. And that's huge there for the Roosters. Unfortunately, Francis Molo, act like you've been here before, champion. Act like you've been here before. You can't be giving away a penalty like that. Mark Nwanga Tawase gets contact. Oh, jeez. That could have been so bad if Mark didn't protect himself there, but it's fine. But it is fine. It is fine. Why? Yeah, I can understand why you've been timed out. Please don't spam the chat. Sean James says, finally internet sorted and a Chang in hand. Oh, beautiful, Sean. You can't complain with that. Bit of Chang Mai, bit of Chang. Bit of BKR Sport, bit of Dolphins Roosters belter into a Bulldogs Warriors belter. You can't tell me this isn't one of the greatest days of rugby league. It's a fantastic day. At least the Sharks Dragons was a brilliant game. This looks like it could be a really close game. The next game looks like it could be a belter too. You just can't complain with how rugby league the product is right now. And that's why when people want to change rules and adjust rules and stuff, it's just like, listen, look at how the game is right now. It's so exciting. Angus Crichton, he's 12 metres out from the line. Third tackle for the Roosters. Early chance here for the Chooksters. Early chance here. Benai Uelu goes out to the left. Sam Walker. Tedesco gives it to Daniel Tupou. Good defense from the Dolphins. They flick it back to James Tedesco. And Tedesco will be grabbed all the way back to the 15. And he gets away from the tackles. No, that's not a complete tackle. No, referee, get out of the game, mate. Get out of the game, Sutton. That wasn't a complete tackle, but now it's fifth tackle for the Roosters at the 13. I'm sorry, but Sutton, get out of the game, mate. You had no reason to say that was a tackle completed. Out to Savala, Nwanga Tawase with the try time. Sorry, my brain just completely clocked off there, but Mark Nwanga Tawase. Bit of Tosoviti in yo slapper face. Try time for the Roosters. 300 Sean, you've got to wait until we commentate in, man. Some people are watching the stream and will be not able to watch it, and they obviously want to hear the commentary for it. So please don't ruin the score too early, otherwise you will be timed out. But Mark Nwanga Tawase will score for the Roosters and make it a 4-0 ball game. Good jump there from the Fiji and Falaya, son. Falaya. Sean says, going for the Chooks this game. Well, it's a good start. I did go for my gut, and I did tip the Roosters here. It's funny, though, because in the last game, I was going to tip the Dolphins. Like, I was going to back in the Dolphins because I don't know. I just felt like they probably got it. But then, just as I was starting up the stream, I looked through the ladder, looked through the team lineups. I just think Herbie's a huge loss for the Dolphins. And the biggest thing for me is that this is uncharted territory for the Dolphins. The Roosters have been here before. They know what it takes to win. They're going up against a team that have not been here before. They're inexperienced. They're not guaranteed for the top 8 yet. And the Roosters are just that team with that culture that just know how to pull results out of the bag. So that's why I've gone with the upset. Chicago Bulls says, I'm so upset. I don't know how the Sharks lost. Sharks lost because they kept dropping the ball. 60% completion rate is abhorrent. By the way, guys, if you aren't following me on Instagram, we post a little bit of a snapshot of what we think about every game on Instagram on the stories right after. So it's in the pinned comment. I'm trying to grow that a little bit. So if you aren't following yet, go chuck a follow on the BK Sport Instagram. I think we're close to 6K or something. What are we on now? What are we on now on Instagram? We are, about 70 off 6,000. So if you haven't followed BK Sport on Instagram, please go do that. It's in the pinned comment over there. Brett Nesbitt says they kicked to Herbie's corner too. Good game plan. Yeah, exactly right. Well, that's what you're going to do. You're going to try and pick out the weakness. And with Herbie Farnworth not there, they've got Tavita Navahu and Max Feeney for the Dolphins in the centre today. So it's a good opportunity to try and catch out Tavita Navahu. Santa says we love a strong run home. You do love a strong run home. You're not going to win the comp this year by any stretch of the imagination, but I still think the Dolphins make the 8. I do. Even if the Roosters win this game today, I don't think it's the Dolphins that have got to be worried. I think it is the Broncos. Because the Dolphins realistically should win next week. If they don't, then they're just going to collapse for the rest of the year. They lose the Broncos with no Ezra, no Adam Reynolds, no Selwyn, no Xavier Willison, no Pia Kura, then give up on the season. Give them up. They should win that game at Suncorp. And then round 25, the Dolphins will take on Manly. Manly, their season's probably done by that point, so there's probably not much to play for them. So the Dolphins, you'd expect to win. And their points differential is amazing. The Dolphins then play the Titans. You'd expect the Dolphins to win that game. And then the Dolphins' final game of the season is against the Raiders, which is an interesting one, actually. You hate to see that if you're a Dolphins fan, because that's a really tough game to finish off the season with. But the Dolphins will get this ball at the 10 through Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow, and he's going to bring this ball out to the 20 on first tackle. Salvador says Hamiso score. Like it. Roosters' defense this year, they've given up 451 points through 19 games. That is worse than the Raiders, Storm, Bulldogs, Panthers, Warriors, Broncos, Sharks, Dolphins, Manly, Knights, and also the Eels, and also the Titans. Their defense has not been good. Not those three teams. Forget that. I thought 551 for a second. No, 541. He's better than the Knights though. He's worse off than the Knights, just not better than the Eels and Titans. But the point of the matter is that the Roosters' defense is mid-range of the pack, and their attack at 471 is behind the Raiders, the Storm, the Panthers, the Broncos, the Sharks now, but that's with 2 extra games played, the Dolphins, obviously. So they're around the mid area of the pack as well. So a very middle area of the pack Roosters team, which is very evident. They're complaining about a penalty here, the Roosters. Biffo, someone throw an uppercut, you cat. Someone throw an uppercut, you cats. There's some bloody handbags. Here we go. Jeez, you can tell teams are emotional right now, man. The Dragon Sharks had a lot of fire in it, and this is showing a bit of fire in the first 8 minutes here. Point of the matter is that Roosters' ladder position is exactly where their attack and defense is. So it's actually really easy to kind of say this is the Roosters. They're a decent enough attacking team, but nothing special. And they're a decent enough defensive team, but nothing special. So, yeah, I'd probably look maybe towards Hamiso scoring. Jace is so violent today, Blaze. I'm violent? What have I done? Is it too much to ask for someone to throw an uppercut? Is it too much? That's going to be a high tackle. They're going to go a penalty here for the Roosters. Is it violent to suggest that someone should just throw a nice little jab, grab him by the shirt, and then go whack? And then throw a headbutt or something? Gee whiz. What's the game? You going soft or something, Jay? We're going soft over here. Yeah, throw a spinning back kick, Brocky. Exactly right. See, Brocky gets it, Jay. Brocky gets it. Throw a spinning back kick. So I'm thinking, grab him by the shirt. Here we go. Another bit of a biffo. No, it's fine. First tackle over the Roosters about 40 metres out from the Dolphins line. Go for the jab, and as you hit him in the nose, you grab him by the shirt, and slap with the uppercut, and you throw the headbutt. And then the spinning back kick. Now we're talking, Brocky. See? Working together here. Bring back the biff. So right inside, and it's going to be Hugo Savala off to Lindsay Collins, and Collins is going to be third tackle, 24 metres out here from the line, 9 minutes in here to the first half. Uelu off to Savala. Savala to Tedesco. Tedesco to Robert Toya. Toya gets it off to Nowanganita Wase. That's a double for the Fijian Flyer. It's 10-0 with the kit to come. Dolphins, what are you doing here? Son says relax. No way, son. No way. This is the part of the year where everyone's getting rocking. We're getting rocking here, Sundo. If you're not going to start rocking, maybe it's going to happen to you, champion. Maybe it might. Oh, Biffo! Biffo again! Someone thresh and slip, son! It's another Biffo. This is actually on here. Dude, why is this? There is so much feeling in this game. There is so much animosity in this game. Someone throw a spinning back kick. That's all I'm asking. That is all we're asking for. Just remembering the fly off your chin, mate. Exactly right. Get fired up, Brenton. Have a look at the emotions and the feelings in this game right now. So there's a bit of a biffo. They've separated it now. Sutton's talking about Spencer and Orblich start it. Nafahu comes in. Oh, Nafahu's gone to the bin. This could be 12 on 11 or 11 on 11. There might be a couple bins. There might be a couple bins coming up here. I think they'll probably bin Nafahu White for coming in late. So I don't care about the try right now. So what happened earlier in? So where? So yeah, it's funny because Nwanga Tawase is celebrating over here, and then they all realise there's a bit of a. But what actually? Where's the? Oh, Spencer and. Oh, that's. Jeez, and then Nafahu comes in and pulls him away, and then there's and Francis Molo's getting active. There could be a couple of bins here, lads. There could be a couple of bins. Mitchell says, fuck off, no punches should be no bins. This will be interesting, because the referee just warned them. Yep, Spencer's about to go to bin. Spencer goes to the bin. So the Roosters are now down to 12. Oh, the Roosters are down to 11. Nafahu White and Spencer Lenu have both gone to the bin. That's 2 sin bins. So the Roosters are down to 11 players on the field, and now we're about to see what the Dolphins get. Spencer Lenu and Nafahu White both get sin binned. Jeez, what a crazy start to this game. 10 minutes into the first half here, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. And now for the Dolphins, they are going to lose. They're going to lose Orblich Tafa. It's going to be 11 on 11. Francis Molo. We've seen 4 players get binned here, guys. Francis Molo, Orblich Tafa, Spencer Lenu, and geez, there's so many bins here that I can't even remember. Nafahu White, Spencer Lenu, Orblich Tafa, and Francis Molo. It's 11 on 11 for the next 10 minutes here, lads. What a game. What a crazy. This is going to open up the field. Hey, if you want Hamisa to score, now's the time because there's going to be space galore in this game. 2 for 2. When was the last time you've seen that? Have we ever seen that? 4 players binned in the one action? Have we ever seen that? Crazy start here. How good's NRL? How good's Rubber League? How good's Rubber League, ladies and gentlemen? What a game. This is what Jay was talking about when he said soft. Hey, listen, I'm for it. I love it. Because now it's going to open the field up and we're basically playing 7s. Scott James says South vs Roosters game at 10 bins. Yeah, no, I remember that. That was a really fiery game. I think that was 2022 maybe in the first week of the finals, or was it round 27? I can't remember. Either way, it was a crazy game that. But I don't know if there was 4 sim bins in one play. And the Roosters will get the conversion from the sidelines, but it's 12-0, 11 minutes into the game. 12-0. Yeah, has got origin-like tension this game, Darren. Yeah, for sure. Ryan Crupple6 says, what happened? What didn't happen is the question here, Ryan. Basically, there was a bit of a slap and tickle, handbags thrown. They were trying to give each other a kiss at the 40 on the Roosters side of the field. And then that kind of just went off and didn't happen. And it was Spencer and Orblich who were involved in that as well. And then the Roosters ended up actually going and scoring. It was a bit of a big hit on Spencer in the next set. But the Roosters ends up scoring, and then there's a push and shove and a biffo that got really heated between Orblich Tafa, Nafahu White, Spencer Lenu, and oh my gosh, dude, this game's going to go off, dude. There's going to be more bins soon. This might be a bin right now. There's been a player knocked out. The referee is going to control this. This is fucked. This is actually wild. This is actually insane, this game. We might see a bin right now. The Dolphins have just made a massive hit, and there's a player for the Roosters who is down injured. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Kurt Donahue might have to go to the bin here. Kurt Donahue might go to the bin. Or is it head clash? What's happening right now? This is wild. The manner he goes into it. We all know that they were trying to go for the big hit to really set a precedent. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. This might be 11 on 10. Let's see how this happens. Oh, dude. Its initial contact is chest. He might not go to the bin for it, but it's definitely a penalty. Okay, so Kurt Donahue comes in. No, that's a fine tackle. It's a fine. They've called a penalty. I disagree that that's even necessarily a penalty. That didn't actually look that like it was bad, but like it was just a really heavy contact. This game is off its rocker. This game is off its rocker right now, dude. Ice hockey on grass, exactly right, Sean. This game is off its rocker. Oh no, he might get. No, he's saying it's not a bin. It's not a shoulder charge. No, that's correct. It's gonna be a knock on. It's actually the right call. It's actually the right call. I know James Tedesco is upset about it, but it's actually the right call. I didn't think that there was actually a bad tackle. It ends up being bad there for the Roosters because they will lose a player for HIA and he probably won't come back on the field. But I feel like the Dolphins must score here. There's no way the Dolphins don't score. Siwa Wong is going to have to come off the field. Wow, this is just... There's so much going on right now. Siwa Wong comes off. It was a legal tackle. I'm okay with how the referee has adjudicated that. And now the Dolphins will get the ball at the 10 metres. What a contact from Cody Nikorima. But this game still has only been on for 11 minutes, guys. We've been here for 11 minutes. We have been here for 11 minutes. Scott, who scored for the Roosters? Nwanga Tawase both times. Yeah, it's a fine tackle, dude. What do you mean? What do you mean, Michael Ennis, no wrapping motion? His arm is around him and his other arm is around him as he's making the hit. No wrapping motion. Michael Ennis, are you watching the same game as us, dude? Are you watching the same game? How can Michael Ennis sit there and tell people that there was no wrapping motion there from the Dolphins? That is a ludicrous thought process. The scrum was 3-on-3 in the scrum. That's how bad this is right now in regards to bin. So 2 players off for both teams. It's 11-on-11, and the Roosters just lost Siwa Wong for an injury. First tackle here for the Dolphins. 9 metres out. Dolphins, you have to score here. You have to score here. It might blow up again, to be fair. Mick Ennis is a clown, dude. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous that he just said there was no wrapping motion. Left-hand side, Nikorima. Nikorima gets it off here. Here's a chance. Dolphins. Avarillo gets it back in here. Isai This is a game of sevens at the moment. Isai Katoa at the 10. I feel like we're watching the rugby sevens. Third tackle at the 15. Yeah, Radley's into Donahue. Dude, there's going to be another fight soon. Isai Katoa gives it off. Nikorima out to the left-hand side. Here, chance here for the Dolphins. And bing bong. There's his 7th try, ladies and gentlemen. The Dolphins will score through Tavita Nafahu on the wing. And it's 12-4 with a kick to come. What a game we're watching. What a game we're watching. Wow. This is the wildest shit ever. Small says, is there a history between these teams that I'm missing? No, there isn't. There really isn't. Paul says your mic is too close. Can you guys, can everybody else give their opinion? Is it too close? Would you like me to move it, or is he talking nonsense? Please let me know in the chat. Lockie says, Ennis is still pissed in the Sharks game. Yeah, but he should have no pants on from the Panthers game. Great try there. Very good try from Tavita Navahu. Samuel says, Dolphins better win. Logan says, what's the sin biddings about, mate? A lot going on. A lot going on. Sounds normal. Thanks, Infinite Kiwi. Yeah, Brent says, look at all the yellow lines at the top of the team batters. Exactly right. 4 sin bids in the game. Player injured with a huge contact in the hit. This is a battle between 8th and 9th position. Dolphins, if they lose, they stay 8th, but it's 2 points away from Roosters and 4 points away from Manly. Roosters, if they lose, they're probably nearly done for the season because 4 games and down by... yeah, there's just so much on here, dude. That's why it's all over the shop. Paul says, sounds crackly. Well, everyone else is saying it's pretty alright, so I'm not too sure. I'll try and do something with it, but everyone else is saying it's alright. Audio good, yeah. Infinite Kiwi says photo finish. It might be a bit of a poor problem, Joe, because no one else has said anything. 300 Sean says Dolphins still a chance. Bro, we've only been here for 13 minutes. Of course there's still a chance. All right, so Jermaine Asako here from the wing. Dude, I wouldn't be surprised if there's Dolphins and Roosters fans punching after this game. Jermaine Asako with a beautiful kick from the sideline, and it will go over in between the two uprights. So it is 12-6 here to the Roosters. One of the most insane starts to a rugby league game you're ever going to see. Robert Toya is also now on report. If this is how, because this is feeling like a finals game right now, if this is how the finals are this year, oh my gosh. I don't know if we'll survive, lads. I don't know if we'll survive. Yeah, it was a late hit from Toya on Cody Nikorima. He'll be fine for that. Nothing will come from that. Oh no, Roosters kicked the ball out in the full. All right, Dolphins. Well, you're going to be in the attack on 30, and they probably should score again. This game probably will be about 12-12. I just want to see Spencer Leniu come back on the field and All Blacks Taffa come back on the field, and I just want to see how they go against each other, dude. I reckon it's gonna kick off again. We might see a send off if they keep going. If they do it again, it'll be a send off. So there's still 6 minutes left of the bin here for all four players. Justin Sanders says momentum has shifted big time. Well, when you're down to 11 on 11, it becomes like a rugby 7 style game. And with the Dolphins having the attack in, and plus they've got guys like Hamiso who can really outpace players, Jake Averillo can really outpace players, you just need to have the ball. Roosters would be scoring plenty of points themselves if they're the ones with the ball, but they can't get the ball because they've just kicked the ball out in the full. And right-hand side, the Dolphins have numbers, and they'll be taken down to the 18, third tackle. Now, it's the same amount of players on either side of the field. Siwa Wong has now been ruled out. With a Category 1 HIA. The point is that you don't have the ball to do anything with it because you've just kicked the ball out in the full, and the Dolphins are obviously the ones who had the penalty to get up into the attacking area before. So, you know, you're in a bit of trouble here. You just need to find a way to get the ball. Yeah, Dolphins have the better 7-style players for sure, Lagan. All right, left-hand side, they give it to Kurt Donahue. Donahue to Isaiah Toa. Cody Nikorima, second tackle, 13 metres away from the line, 25 minutes to go the first half. And now Marshall King, off to Isaiah Katoa, Donahue, then to Francis Hamiso, taking down 2 metres out from the line, third tackle. Third tackle, 2 metres out. Roosters, you're going to have to come up real clutch here for some big-time defence. Kurt Donahue to Isaiah Katoa, then to Cody Nikorima. Nikorima over the top here, gets it to Nafahu, to Vida Nafahu's 8 metres out from the line, fourth tackle. They roll it back. Marshall King, Cody Nikorima, off to Isaiah Katoa. Isaiah Katoa, Kurt Donahue goes at himself. He's 11 metres out, 12 metres out from the line. Fit tackle, good defensive set here from the Roosters so far. Isaiah Katoa out the back into Hamiso. Hamiso, short ball. Good defence, Roosters. Good defence, Roosters. And it'll be Roosters' ball here at the 10. They take him over the sideline. Good defence. And now, Roosters, let's see if you've got 7-style players like Nwangana Tawasa, who's already scored twice today. You know, Tedesco is a very elusive kind of player. Jeez, this is a finals game if you ever did see one. Since sin bins, the Dolphins have had 97% of possession, 3% for the Roosters. 3% for the Roosters. 97% for the Dolphins. Crazy. Roosters have not been in the attacking half with these sin bins. And the run meters is 68-9 in favour of the Dolphins in that 5-minute span. So Tedesco will be at the 35 on third tackle. Did anyone get dropped in the fight? No, it didn't end up. Oh, it's a penalty for Roosters. Okay. Here's your chance, Roosters. Here's your chance. Penalty of the Roosters. Oh, they take a quick tap here. James Tedesco. See, 7-style. First tackle at the halfway point. And now Hugo Savala goes off to Radley. Radley to Lindsay Collins, and Lindsay Collins will be 40 metres out, second tackle. Infinite Kiwi says, thought the Hammer could find some space, if anyone. Yeah, absolutely. Well, he nearly scored a try just before, but obviously the Roosters locked him down. Third tackle now at the 32. And now Sam Walker, Nwangana Tawase to Billy Smith, and Billy Smith is 15 metres out, fourth tackle. All right, now you've got the big defensive set here, Dolphins. Off to Sam Walker. Sam Walker steps around himself, then he gets the ball to Grassy McGrath, but it's going to be Victor Radley. And Radley now, he'll be 8 metres out from the line, fifth tackle. What can the Roosters do with this final play? Uelu, Sam Walker, steps, puts the ball in. It's going to not hit the post. It's going to be grabbed and it will be taken in goal. So the Dolphins will be dropping this ball out here to the Roosters. Just remember, this has only been 18 minutes. We're gonna have a good sleep tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna have a great sleep tonight. We're gonna have a fantastic sleep tonight. That's for sure. We're gonna have a great sleep tonight after this one. So drop out from the Dolphins to the Roosters. I would have expected a bit of a better crowd though. I would have expected a bit more of a solid crowd, but it's like the whole front level. The bottom level has been is packed, but like second level and third level, there's nobody there. I don't think they've opened it. So the sin bins, all 4 sin bins, will be back in a minute and a half. That's Molo, Tuffa, Spencer Leniu, and also White. Oh, left hand side here for the Roosters. Billy Smith with the try time. 16-12 with the 16-6 with the kit to come. Billy Smith, he looks like he wants to have a bit of a word to... Yeah, look at them go. They're still chirping each other, dude. They're still chirping each other. This game's still going to blow up, man. This game is still going to blow up. They are still chirping each other like crazy. The Roosters will score to make it 16-6, which ultimately means both teams are going to score 1 try during the bin period. Sim bin over in about a minute now. All 4, yeah. Jason No watering late night boom booms tonight. Don't tell me what to do. Sean James says if it was only handbags, is the bin appropriate? Yeah, that's what they're going to call every time. What they called was consistent. It's all about consistency. Whether you agree with it or not, it's about consistency, and the consistency is that they do usually bin for players coming in. And also, you've got to remember they were warned a minute prior at the halfway point because there was a bit of handbags thrown at the 40, and then there was the referees warned them and said, don't make this happen. And then literally a minute later, when the Roosters scored a try through the one into Wasse, they're having a big blow up in the try area. So, yeah, Billy Smith threw that ball into Kurt Donohue's face. Billy Smith threw that ball into Kurt Donohue's face there. Brogan Sports' game's gone soft as now because you get Simbin for running in. Sure, but again, guys, the referees warned him. They warned him a minute prior. 1 minute prior, they warned him, don't let this kick off, and then it ended up kicking off. All right, so all the players are back on now. Spencer Leniu, Nafahu White, Orblex Tafa, and Francis Molo. Let's see how this one goes, because we've just seen they're still chirping at each other. Dad says, how are the Warriors frauds plays? There is absolutely no way you are questioning the Warriors ban on fraud alert. There is absolutely no way. No way. How long do you got? How long do you got for me to explain it to you? There is no way that out of all the teams that are on fraud alert, that's the one you're questioning right now. You can definitely question these two. Now, you can definitely say they're 2 guarantees. You could probably question that one, but that's because a lot of the subscribers here wanted that to happen. But then again, they lost the Tigers last week. There is no way you could defend them not being on fraud alert right now. No way. No way. I refuse. I refuse. All right, so it's going to be going straight to Spencer as well. Spencer Leniu here. All right, and he guesses. Oh, it's a good run from Spence. Oh, look at them. They were... That was good, man. That was so good to see. Nawangana Tawasa gets this ball to the 25. Data says, so are we cheating? Who the fuck has said the Warriors are cheating? What? What? What are you talking about? What plant are you smoking? 4 tackle at the 40. Who? What? Where did cheating come into this? What? Nikhil says, good evening, all just tuning into the game. Mate, you missed out on a crazy first 21 minutes. Knock on from the Roosters at the 48. Oh, they're going to call penalty late for the Roosters. That's... Oof. I don't know about that, Sutton. You've called that really late. But he has called this as a penalty against the Dolphins after the Roosters knocked it on. Says it's a fun play to watch. Yeah, he can get rocked, but he also owns it most of the time. I'm sorry, but how is that a penalty against the Dolphins? How is that a penalty against the Dolphins? That makes no sense, Jared Sutton. Yeah, I agree with Ennis here. How is that a penalty to the Roosters? So Nafahu White... Dazza, I'm not even going to respond to you at the moment. Like, that's just ridiculous. I don't even know where you've gotten cheating from. Like, it's absolutely insane. It's insane to bring up that anyone has said the Warriors were cheating. A late call, but also wrong calling for Nick Kiwi. There was no penalty there against the Dolphins. So second tackle now. Sam Walker at the 10 gives it off to Hugo Savala, and Savala's going to be 7 metres out from the line, third tackle. Lagan says, Lenny didn't want no Molo action, ran at the winger. Nah, he ran it straight. And Sam Walker kicks it 3 of Angus Crichton, but Hamisa will get back and push it out for a dropout. He'll push it out for a dropout. Highlands fan says, I saw there were 4 cards. What was it for? For a biffo. For a biff and slap and tickle. But slap and tickle and biffo. You're not Seyfarth, buddy. I didn't wake up today thinking I'd see the name Seyfarth Mitchell, especially with the Tigers being on a bye, but thank you very much for reminding us about Alex Seyfarth. 17.5 minutes to go the first half. Thumbs up, subscribe. Now the Dolphins will go short. And the 15. No one to Wase knocks the ball on and Nicarima gets it. Really good stuff there from the Dolphins. I think there was a bit of a bump there, but I think it's fine. They're all going up for it. And the Dolphins will get taken down to the 18. Dude, the intensity here is rocking. You said we were frauds. Yeah, you were frauds. Absolutely fraudulent. You lost to the Titans 2 weeks ago, and you threw away a game against the Dolphins last week. But I actually didn't mind that Warriors performance last week, to be fair, because they had a lot of players out. But the Warriors have definitely been fraudsters recently, but that doesn't mean I don't like them. I like the Warriors, but I don't know where you've gotten cheating from. It's like I told Hamisa. Hamisa at the 25, and then Hamisa will get taken. That's penalty of the Dolphins. Penalty of the Dolphins at the 30. Mitchell said, I didn't wake up thinking I'd see someone try to be him either. Valid, Mitchell. This is valid. But a penalty against the Roosters for inside 10 metres. 16.5 minutes to go here of the first half. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. 4 penalties for the Roosters. 3 penalties for the Dolphins so far. Ryan says, I feel the Roosters has the most oddball plays, unpredictable players. Probably go with the Sharks for that one. No, I get you. So left-hand side, they were forced to with all their player injuries and player losses from last year. So Dolphins here at the 45 on the Roosters side of the field. Marshall King, he'll go right-hand side. He'll be the 35, second tackle. 16 minutes left here. Hey, the first time ever, Dolphins chant. Third tackle at 25. Bunch of misfits. Yeah, but they work, man. The culture at the Roosters is very strong. That's why I tipped the Roosters today. I just think they know how to do it when they're here. I think that the Dolphins are in uncharted territory. They haven't really been here in this situation before. And the Roosters, they are in very much charted territory. Dolphins here. 5 metres out of the line, fifth tackle. The Roosters know what it's like to win, and needed to win games in this situation. And it's like Katoa kicks it through. That's played out there. It's going to be, I think, offside against the Roosters. Yeah, goes from Victor's leg into Nafahu. Victor's the one who grabs it, so it's going to be a penalty here for the Dolphins. That's good there. That's good stuff there from Messiah. It's good stuff. It's all right, Dazza. But at the end of the day, if you want me to talk about cheating, and we can talk about the Panthers-Titans game last week, but outside of that, like, no one is cheating. This is just a really enjoyable season. But fraudulent means that they are a bit of fraudsters. Mitchell says, take the 1, Dolphins. Yeah, go for the field goal. Come on. But no, there'll be a big game between the Bulldogs and Warriors right after this too. Marshall King, left-hand side, gives it off to Hamiso, and Hamiso is going to be 5 metres out from the line. First tackle. First tackle, and now they'll go short, inside. Oh, 1 metre out. Jake Averillo went for a scoot. 6 again here. They give it out the back. Marshall King, Kurt Donahue, Isai Katoa. Isai Katoa fakes it a couple times. Very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. Jermaine Sarko! Sam Walker. Oh, jeez, he's lighting him up, and Angus Crichton just shushed him. Sam Walker, that is one of the best defensive tackles from a halfback you've seen in a very long time. That is one of the best defensive tackles from a halfback you will see in a very long time. Isako should absolutely, or you could argue that's a high tackle though. You should call that as a high tackle though against Sam Walker. That's a high tackle for sure. That should be a penalty here to the Dolphins. Bunker, you've got to get in the ear of the referee here. That's a high tackle against Sam Walker for sure. They didn't call it. Wow, that's a rough call against the Dolphins there. But anyway, either way, Sam Walker stopped a guaranteed try for Sarko, and then the referee's going to give a Roosters penalty. I'm sorry, referee, you've lost control there. You've lost control to not call a high tackle, and then to go and call a penalty here for the Roosters. So Hugo Savala, you wish that was all shoulders, Nickel. You wish. Lager says, Isako, you shit dog. All you had to do was catch the ball. Oh, for gosh sake. Oh my gosh. Mitchell says, Crichton with the four-finger shush. That was hilarious. That finger was like a cricket umpire, yeah. That was hilarious from Crichton. Sam Walker was lighting up Isako, though. And Roosters quick passing. They're away down the left-hand side here. Daniel Tupou, the 20, the 15, the 10. Second tackle. Dude, the Roosters scored this set after that no-high tackle call. It's pretty wild. Oh, the Roosters lose the ball, and it's Dolphins ball at the 13. Roosters ball? What? It must have got the ball back. This game's confusing at this point. Robert Toya, he's 15 metres out, forward tackle. Everyone in the crowd thought it was a switchover. I thought it was a changeover. The commentary thought it was a changeover, and then they said Roosters ball. Sam Walker and Afahu White, and Afahu White is going to be 3 metres out from the line, fit tackle. Connor Watson gives a short ball. Brilliant ball from Connor Watson. Brilliant ball from Connor Watson, and it's 22-6 with the kid to come. It's 22-6 with the kid to come. I don't know what just happened. We've just seen the Dolphins not receive a high tackle call on the other side of the field, but they're not even that. I want to see what happened with that strip in the one-on-one on the left-hand side just now, because everyone thought that the Dolphins had it, but then Sutton said it was Roosters' ball. Okay, so that's Dolphins' ball there. He's got the ball there. He has got the ball there, Sutton. He kept saying Roosters' ball. That was definitely Dolphins' ball just then. But that's a brilliant ball from Connor Watson. That could easily have been a knock-on, but it's a great catch from Victor Radley, and he will score. So it's 22-6 the kid to come. A couple of controversial calls against the Dolphins, though, that led up to this. Couple of controversial calls against the Dolphins that led up to that. But with that being said, the Dolphins defensively, they just haven't been good enough. Brocky says, great ball. Try time, bing bong, mada, bish. Larkin says, Sutton carried the Roosters to that try. Yeah, I disagree with a couple of calls that led up to that try. You got to disagree with it. Infinite Kiwi says hard man line. Yeah, brilliant line from Victor Radley. Brilliant line. 11 minutes to go here in the first half. Roosters pulling away a little bit here. Pulling away a little bit. Long way to go in the game. Long way to go in the game. But Roosters pulling away a little bit at the moment. So 10 minutes to go with the first half, guys. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. We've got the Bulldogs Warriors after this. Third place versus fifth place. Warriors trying to fight to get back into the top 4. And Bulldogs trying to fight for that minor premiership still. So Sam Walker to go over to conversion. Small Buddha says, Dolphins goal line defense is pitiful. Wow. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's not good. That was a great pass from Connor Watson, though. You can't really take that away from the Roosters. Defensively this year, though, the Dolphins have been pretty good for the most part. It's just that they're starting to leak points a lot in the last 4 games. They're starting to leak points a lot in the last 4 games. And that's their biggest issue. And this is why I keep trying to tell people, the Dolphins, they beat nobodies. We need to wait to see them against some big teams. And this is a team in a really crucial moment that is around their point of the table. 24-6 here to the Roosters with 10 minutes left the first half. You know, the Dolphins went through a brilliant amount of games where they conceded 16 to the Eels, 16 to the Warriors, 8 to the Bulldogs, Origin players out, 6 to the Dragons, 4 to the Cowboys, but then since that game, they gave up 26 points to the Knights, 28 points to the Rabbitohs, 24 points to the Sharks, 24 points to the Cowboys, 18 points to the Warriors, and already 24 points to the Roosters. So their defense has been falling apart. Their defense has been falling apart in the last 5 weeks. Infinite Kiwis is missing Herbie. Sure, but Herbie is not going to be preventing this scoreline right now. Maybe they would have done. Herbie would have been huge for that 11-on-11 period, though. Huge. All right, so the Roosters, Nwanga at the Wasay. He'll be at the 25. That'll be second tackle. Someone says, love seeing Radley do well, but headgear suits him. Well, he needs a headgear. To be fair, though, apparently headgear actually has been proven that it does worse for you. It actually doesn't do anything. GTTT says, okay, bring on the Hitman Stoney now. That's enough playing around. Tedesco, Roosters at the 45. Dolphins, you've got to be really careful the Roosters don't absolutely slaughter you today and bring that points differential back down around the pack. Robert Toya flicks the ball forward, and that's going to be Dolphins ball at the 40. Warriors bring a big crowd against the Bulldogs. Yeah, the Warriors bring a big crowd against the Bulldogs, but the Bulldogs fans will outnumber them. The Bulldogs fans will outnumber them. But the Warriors will bring a big crowd. They do have a good... When they're going well, the Warriors have good crowds. Which sounds obvious, but when the Warriors aren't going well, they don't necessarily do. But the Bulldogs will bring a massive crowd there. It'll be interesting to see if we can hit 50k. I reckon there's a good shout at 50,000, maybe 60,000. If the Warriors are serious about bringing their numbers to the core, then I would say there should be 50 to 60,000 fans at that game. Because at Core Stadium, Bulldogs will bring a good 30, 40. Alright, so Dolphins now will get the ball to the halfway point. And if the Bulldogs don't bring 30 to 40, well then that's just a disgrace. Considering they're a team fighting for the minor premiership in the top 3 right now. And going up against a top 5 team trying to get into that top 4. Alright, so Dolphins now at the 40. Isaiah Nicarima gives it to Averillo. Averillo trying to step around a couple. He's losing about 10 metres. That was dumb from Averillo. That was really stupid. And they'll give it out to Dolphins at 35. Fit tackle, Ray Stone. Lagan says apparently there are going to be more Warriors than Bulldogs tonight. Hey, maybe. I doubt it, but maybe. I doubt it, but maybe. And Dolphins knock the ball backwards here. And Tedesco picks it up and he brings it out of the 25. Good run there from Tedesco. Gets it to the 30, actually, first tackle. Surely you don't get outnumbered, lads. You can't, Bulldogs fans. You can't get outnumbered. I know the Warriors are in the top 5, but you can't get outnumbered, mate. That's not possible. You can't do it. Third tackle, don't care who you're playing. You can't get outnumbered as a top 3 team at home in Sydney. To an international team as well, to boot. Fourth tackle now at the halfway point. Nafahu White. He'll get the ball to the 45. Fourth tackle. And now Connor Watson. Roosters will be at the 35 on fifth tackle. Connor Watson to Sam Walker. And Sam Walker is going to whack that one into the centre. James Tedesco chasing it through. Hamiso, good grab at the 5. Under a lot of pressure as well. Paul says, mark the referee as fraud alert after all those critical calls. Oh, we know Jared Sutton's he's not a fraud alert, he's a scam. Him and Ashley Klein and Casey Badger, they're all awful. Nicarima here, he's got space, he gives that ball off, that's 4 pass. Yeah, no, sorry Nicarima, that's on you, bruh. That's on you. He had Lemuelu right there, he also had to pass the left-hand side for the winger, which is Jake Averillo, who's a fast player. He needed to pass that ball. He needed to pass the ball to Jake Averillo, but instead he throws the ball forward to Lemuelu, and this is telling you a lot about how the Dolphins are playing today. Jacob says, where do you have Tedesco ranks the best modern players? He's one of the most underrated best players in NRL era. He's one of the most underrated best players in the NRL era. Yeah, give it to the outside, you idiots. Well, I don't even think that the pass was a bad play to Lemuelu, but it was just too late. But definitely get that ball to Averillo. If Lemuelu, that was a backwards pass, he would have gotten that ball to Averillo and then it would have been a try. But ultimately, it's just another mess up. Another mess up here. So second tackle now for the Roosters. And Connor Watson gives it out to Spencer Leniu. And he'll get smacked back here to the... Oh, good push-up. He's still going. Oh, you can tell Leniu's up for a big one after what happened. Now, third tackle for the Roosters at the 15. They give it to Sam Walker. Sam Walker to Tedesco. Tedesco gives it to Billy Smith. And Billy Smith, he goes himself. That's a knock-on from the Dolphins, I think. It's going to be 6 again. Yep, it is. Yep, so Tedesco. He's at the 15. Nafahu White. He's going to be Tedesco. Oh, good scramble defense. Oh, good passing. Hugo Savala. That will be a 2-right time, I think, for Savala. It's going to be tackle 0. I think he's got there. Referee blows it. We're going to check the bunker to see if he gets it. We're going to check the knock-ons, but we're also going to check if Savala gets his ball down. I'm pretty certain he gets it. And he just said, I got the ball down, mate. So 28-6 here with a kick to come, and the Dolphins collapsing a bit right now. They are collapsing a bit. Maybe they can't handle this moment. Didn't look like he got it down. I thought he might have got it down very quickly originally before he gets held up after, but I think he does get it. Billy Smith here at the 5. It was knocked backwards there, or knocked on from the Dolphins and then knocked backwards from the Roosters. Tedesco at the 15, gets the ball to Nafahu White. He'll flick it off to Tedesco. Tedesco will flick it off to Savala, and then Savala has a... People in the crowd are booing something. Why are you so aggressive today, Logan? What's happening? Oh, maybe that ball goes over the sideline. Did that hit the sideline? I think that might have stayed in. Was that not forward from White? Well, if it is, they can't check in the bunker anyway. Okay. Oh, I don't know. This will be close. You need to slow it down. I think maybe he does score that. I think he does. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he gets that ball down. He gets the ball down, so I think this is a try. And maybe I don't know, dude. He called it a try though. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be an angle to disprove the opinion that ball goes down. So 4 minutes and 22 seconds to go of the first half. And it is going to be a Roosters try, I think. They're all walking back, so I'm assuming it's going to be a try confirmed. John says, the Roosters have come to play, completely wrecking the Dolphins. I didn't expect a blowout like this. I didn't either. I tipped the Roosters. I thought that they know how to... I said this many times in this stream so far. They've been here before. The Dolphins have not been here before. This is uncharted territory for Redcliffe. This is very charted territory for the Roosters. They know how to win games with their culture. They're not going to win the comp this year by any stretch of the imagination, but they are going to be a rocketing team for the finals in these last 4 weeks. Well, Sundo, Roosters 60 plus would go a long way to putting you in a good position to, helping out the for and against, because right now it's a 24-point game. The Dolphins would be going from plus 171 to plus 147. The Roosters would be going up to plus 44. You need to do a lot more work. If you can win 50 to 60 points, which I wouldn't actually put out of the equation with how this game's going, if you win by 50 to 60 points, let's say you scored and won 64 to 66 to 6, which that's our scoreline. Don't take it away from us. A 60-point switch that would put the Roosters into plus 80, and it would put the Dolphins into plus 11. And then that would bring the Dolphins back into play for the Roosters for the points differential battle. So, I don't think they do that, but with the way this game is played, the Roosters could absolutely towel them here today. It says, good for the Warriors, 6 and 7 and now 8th losing. Yeah, massive for the Warriors. Massive for the Warriors. They're huge. But, the Panthers are the biggest benefactors as well. But, no, the Warriors are the biggest benefactors because there was a very high potential that you actually dropped into 7th this week if the Broncos and Sharks both won and then the Warriors lost. So they would have gone to 7th, and then the Dolphins would have been 2 points below if they had won. So, yeah, it's huge here. But at the end of the day, and I said this in the last stream to Warriors fan, who gives a shit about the rest of the competition right now? For mine, if I'm a Warriors fan, I couldn't give a shit what the Broncos or the Sharks are doing. I couldn't give a shit what the Dolphins are doing. I definitely don't care what the Panthers are doing, and I don't care what the top 3 teams are doing. And the reason being is because the Warriors need to sort their own internal problems out because they've got so many issues right now. They're losing to the Titans. They're throwing away a game against the Dolphins, who are currently being beaten 30-6 right now to the Roosters. Dolphins knock on, and it's going to be Roosters with another opportunity here at the back end of this first half. The Warriors need to focus on what they're doing and not caring about the table right now because they are going to make the 8. The Warriors will make the 8. They are 3 wins above the Manly Seagulls. This is an interesting one, though, because the Warriors, if the Roosters win, which they are going to probably win here, they go 26 points, so you're actually 4 points clear of the bottom 9. But if you just focus on your own team and win against the Bulldogs, then you're definitely guaranteed and you're back in motion. And it's like, who cares about what's going on everywhere else because we're in charge of our top 4. If you win all your games, you are in the top 4. It's just a fact. 5 games, sorry. If you win all 5 games at the back end stretch, inclusive today against the Bulldogs, the Warriors, they're in charge of their own destinies here. So, second tackle now for the Roosters at the 24. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Mitchell says Roosters 75-6. Why 75? Oh, Spencer Leniu! Oh, no. He shushes the crowd, and that's the worst person to score if you're a Dolphins fan. You're going to get slapped today, Dolphins. You're about to get slapped. 34-6 with the kick to come. And he shushes the crowd too. Dolphins fans, I think it might be time to go home. I think it may be time to go home. The Roosters are about to slap you. Oh my goodness. They just go left-hand side to Sam Walker. He's got Spencer Leniu at the 20, and then he just has a little bit of a step manoeuvre and then breaks through the line and it just pushes off a Miso, and it's a try time. This game's over and done with. And out of all players, Spencer Lenu, the guy who was in the Biffo earlier on that got binned and whatnot, he's the one who scores and shushes the crowd. Yikes, Dolphins, yikes. Chase, has he done the good old I told you so shush? Good old I told you so, buddy. He whipped them. He whipped them, son. Get that whip out. Oh boy, well this is about to be a 30-point game. So the Dolphins are about to go down to plus 141. The Roosters are about to go to plus 50. So it's a 90-point swing here, but this game is not over yet. There is still 40 minutes to go and 40 seconds left of the first half. John says, mate, very much enjoying this channel. Appreciate you, John. We're here for every single game, mate. So get around you. Vars says, good night, Dolphins. Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a good night, Dolphins right now. But how about the fend from Spencer Lenu on Amito Tabuai-Fidow? He just said, get out of my way, buddy. What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing, champion? We've got about 150 people watching right now, 27 likes. Let's try and get to 35 likes. Let's get another 8 likes. Let's get another 8 likes before halftime. GTGT says, scoring so easily. Come on, Dolphins. Yeah, no, Dolphins, they've been giving up bucket loads of points in the last 5 weeks. And they're giving up bucket loads of points today. They might concede more points today than their entire season. John says, I sit and watch the games and come in for a chat. Well, that's what it's for, man. Like, ultimately, some people can't watch the games. They use me as commentary and they use the ability to see the score and whatnot. But then the better way to do it is to obviously watch the game and have me on the side and have the chat there as well. Lager says, Dolphins are too young right now to win the comp. All their veterans are injured. Correct, and like I said, the Dolphins haven't been here before. The Dolphins have not been in this situation before. So this is uncharted territory. Roosters here, 16 seconds left of the first half. And it's going to be Nafahu White who brings it out to the 17 on first tackle. Don't start me, Mitchell. I've made that man miss. I have individually, personally made that man miss before. I have made that man miss. But you know what? The Dolphins, they're making themselves miss right now, and the Roosters are giving them a slap and a damn well tickle. It is 36-6 to the Roosters at halftime of a game between 8th and 9th, which is just absolutely stunning there to see. So we are on for a potential massive blowout, which could really shake the comp up and bring the Dolphins back points differential-wise to the pack. The Broncos are on plus 104. The Dolphins currently are now plus 141. So that's bringing the Broncos are very grateful for the Roosters right now. I don't know how grateful they'll be, though, over the next coming weeks because Broncos, this is your worst nightmare right now. Broncos fans, this game is your worst nightmare right now because the Sharks are on 28 and below you. The Dolphins will stay on 26. The Broncos are on 28 and the Roosters are on 24, but they're about to be on 26 points. Now, the Roosters' points differential now is at plus 50. They're bringing themselves back up into the Broncos race. They're above the Sharks, but the thing is the Sharks have a bye in 2 weeks' time. They play the Titans next week, which you'd expect the Sharks to beat, my boys, and then they have the bye in 2 weeks' time. So the Sharks are guaranteed another 2 points in this situation. They're guaranteed another 2 points, and there's only 3 games of the regular season left to be played with the Sharks. So they're going to be on 30. Now, the issue for the Broncos is that they've lost both of their halves in Adam Reynolds, Ezra Mam. They've lost one of their big-time front row forwards in Xavier Willison. They've got Brendan Piakura, an Origin back rower, around the Origin team back rower, who's out as well. And they play the Dolphins next week in a belter. And then they play the Knights, who are a tricky opponent. They play a rivalry game against a lower team of the Cowboys. But as we saw the Dragons-Sharks game today, we all know how they can go. And then they play the Storm in the back end of the last game of the season. The Broncos have a lot of trouble. Next week's game will tell you everything you need to know about the Broncos. John, thank you very much for the $15 Redo donation, mate. You're a legend. Appreciate you for tuning into the channel and getting around the content. So yeah, right now the Broncos are the ones that should be a little bit concerned. Manly would be pretty happy with this. I'll get into the stats in a second, guys. Manly would be pretty happy with this. I think they just wanted the Roosters to win, though. I don't think they wanted them to win by a big margin because the points differential for Manly is at minus 10. Roosters winning, bringing it to 26 points apiece. If they only won by 4 points, say, and go to plus 24, that's only 34 points switch between Manly and the Roosters. But now they're going to be at plus 50. That's 60-point swing with still a whole second half to go here. It means that, yeah, the Dolphins stay close to them, but they need to now expect and hope the Dolphins and Roosters lose like 3 of their 4 games. 3 of their 4 games. because the points differential is effectively another loss. It's effectively another loss there. Do you understand what I'm saying by that? And that's why I say points differential is so important, because Manly, although they're only 2 points out of the 8 right now, -10 to +141 is effectively a loss that you need to make up for. And then -10 to +50, potentially +80, +70 kind of deal, is also effectively another loss you have to make up for. So they're 2 games behind the Dolphins and Roosters, but mathematically they're 1 game behind them. I hope I made that make sense for you. But let's get into the stats here at halftime. So hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Try scorers for the Roosters: Mark Nwangana-Tawase twice, Billy Smith, Victor Radley, Hugo Savala, and Spencer Leniu. And for the Dolphins, it was Tavita Nafahu who scored when there was 2 players in the bin for both teams in this game. Then we go to the possession. It's 60-40 possession swing for the Roosters right now. And here's a big yikes. Time possession, 12 minutes 26 for the Roosters, 8 minutes and 10 seconds for the Dolphins. The ball has only been in play for about 20 and a half minutes in this game. That is a big yikes. Like, that means that a majority of this game has been very much hampered by penalties, has been very much hampered by, a lot of the negative situations of this game. And we haven't actually seen the ball in play for a dramatic amount of the game. But the Roosters still have 4.5 minutes or so more than the Dolphins. The completion rate is 69% for the Dolphins. You need to be hitting at least 80%. They're at 9 from 13. It's not good enough. It's really not good enough being in the 60s. Just ask Cronulla. And then the Roosters at 85%. They're above the mark. They're in a really nice area. 18 from 21. They're not complaining. Now, runs-wise, 84 runs for the Roosters for 844 run meters. They are bang smack on the average of 10 meters on average per run. You love that if you're the Roosters. That means that you are getting a really good, solid amount of meters per run at 10 per run. The Dolphins, 54 runs, 428. So they're well below the 10 meters on average per run, factor that you need to be looking towards. There is a 30 run swing, so that would be, if you want to go via a very basic metric of 10 meters on average per run, 30, 300, 528, 628, 728. Even with that, they're still 120 meters behind the Roosters if you've got the same amount of ball at the 10 meters on average per run. But again, to reiterate, the Dolphins are at 428 from 54, so that is about 110 meters behind the 10 meters per average per run stat metric. Now, post-contact meters is 300 for the Roosters and 139 for the Dolphins. The Roosters are slapping them in this category. Even if you find it difficult to read this metric, they are slapping them in this category. Line breaks, 7-1 Roosters. Whopper. Tackle breaks, 24-7. The Roosters have missed 7 tackles, and the Dolphins have missed 24 tackles. Wow. Wow. Average set distance, anything under 25. You turn the stream off, you turn the game off, you go to bed, and you never watch rugby league again. It's disgusting. 25 to 30 is pathetic, is ridiculous. You're just disgusted by it. 30 to 35 is underwhelming. 35 to 40 is average, hitting the marker. 40 to 45 is great. 45 to 50 is fantastic. And 50 plus is basically perfect. Average set distance for the Dolphins in the first half was 32.96, which means that they are bang smack in the middle of an underwhelming category. They're not hitting at least 35, which is the marker. It's not good enough there for the Dolphins. And the Roosters, I'm surprised. I would have expected it to be above the 40 mark at least, but they're at 38.47. So they're at the higher end of a hitting the marker category. They're doing what they need to do. They're not doing it at a superb rate of getting above the 40-meter category, but they are at the upper end of that kind of expected area. Now, average play the ball speed for the Dolphins is 3.53 seconds, whilst the Roosters are whopping fast, 3.08. That is really fast. Play the ball speed from the Roosters. They're playing very quick footy here today, whilst the Dolphins are in that average area of 3.53. Anything under 3.59 to 3.40 is pretty average. Anything under 3.39 and 3.39 and under is fast, and then you get to the 3.08 and tells you everything you need to know. Anything above 3.6 is very slow. So 3.53 seconds is normal for the Dolphins. 3.08 is ridiculously fast for the Roosters, and that's why they're just really overtaking them in every category. 7-0 in offloads, Roosters way 7-0. And then you got forced dropouts of 2-0 Roosters. Kick defusal 33% for the Roosters, 60% there for the Dolphins. Effective tackle percentage, oh my gosh. Dolphins, I think it might be time to go to bed. Dolphins fans, I think it may be time to go to bed here when I'm about to tell you this stat line. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It might be time for you to go to bed. So the effective tackle percentage stats, anything underneath 85% is awful. It is awful. You can't defend it. They can't defend it. It's pathetic. 85 to 88% is underwhelming. 88% to 90% is hitting the marker average, and then not what you would expect, and then 90% above is a brilliant first half. Now I'm going to tell you what the Roosters got first. They're at 93.39%, which is spectacular. That is an unbelievable effective tackle percentage in the first half, especially when it was 11 on 11. 113 tackles made for 7 missed tackles and 1 ineffective. The ineffective is extremely limited, and that's nearly perfect. The missed tackles, an average first half, you're missing between 15 and 17 tackles. Anything under 14 is a brilliant first half defensively on a missed tackle count. They're at 7. So the Roosters are defending really well. 8 bad tackles in total. They haven't had to tackle a whole hell of a lot, though. But the Dolphins, they're at 82.61%. They're not only in the awful category, but they're in one of the worst effective tackle percentages that you have seen this season. 82.61% is one of the lowest effective tackle percentages that we have seen across the entirety of the season so far. 152 tackles made for 24 missed tackles. Wowie, 24 missed tackles is a lot and a half. And then 8 ineffective. So they've got 32 bad tackles compared to the Roosters' 8. 32 to 8. And it's like, yes, Herbie Farnworth is out, but that's not changing that right there. So 82.61%, 24 missed tackles is 7 above where the average is sitting, and 8 ineffective tackles is getting up there, but it's pretty much at the average. So, wow, you can tell the difference between these two teams on these stats for sure. And I say that whilst I also reiterate that you can say that the stats are lining up with the game here, and it makes sense. 36-6 Roosters, all these stats are lining up. Not every game is like this. Sometimes you can see games like this where the stats are actually quite even, or even sometimes in favour of the team losing. It's weird. So when I say that, look, these stats are telling you a story about this game, it's giving you a perfect example of this game, but it doesn't always become that. So that's why I reiterate that. Now, errors-wise, is actually quite funny here. 6-4 to the Dolphins. So only 2 more errors for the Dolphins. That is in the average area for the Dolphins, whilst 4 and under is pretty good. So the Roosters are pretty happy with that. Dolphins are in the average area. Still not that separated, though. And then the penalties conceded is 5-3 against the Dolphins. So they're both giving away penalties. Inside 10 metres is 1-0 against the Roosters. 1-0 on reports against the Roosters. And obviously, both teams have had sin bins. So you look at this. Both teams have the same amount of discipline, really. 6-4 is not too crazy errors-wise, and 5-3 in penalties is pretty much the same. Defensively, there's a world of gap between the two teams, with the Roosters being phenomenal and the Dolphins being pathetic. The dropouts are great for the Roosters. The Roosters are obviously offloading the ball, 7-0. The average set distance is about 7 metres in advantage of the Roosters. Play the ball speeds very fast for the Roosters comparatively. They're making the line breaks, they're making the metres, they're getting the post-contact, and they're getting the completion rate. The Roosters might win this game by 60. They may win this game by 60. This game has every possibility of if this is how, if the Dolphins don't wake themselves up in the second half, they could lose this game by conceding 70 points. And if they lost this game 70 points to 6, that is a 64-point swing. The Dolphins then come down to 107, and the Roosters go up to plus 84, which means they are well and truly back in play. So there is a lot that the Dolphins need to wake themselves up, or they're not only going to lose the game, but they're going to have a double loss where their points differential comes back down to the pack. Nikhil says the game has ended at half time. The game ended probably about 20 minutes ago. If Infinite Kiwi says big 40 minutes, burger in beers calling. Mate, I haven't even eaten today, and I've still got to do the next game as well. I don't have the time to go out and get something to eat. But these two games are so big, I didn't have time between the last game, which was Sharks-Dragons, and then this game. Then we've got the next game up after this, so I'll have to wait until after, because I don't like to eat on stream. We did last week, but that was also a bit more of a dead game. But actually, it was a good game. It was Dragons and Raiders. It ended up being. Nichols says, everyone in the chat, please show your support and hit the likes, subscribe if you're new. Exactly right. Must be not far off 36k subs. No, we went up about 70 subscribers in the last stream. So I think we're about like 60 subscribers away from getting up to 36k. Yeah, get around it. Ryan says 120 viewers, 14 likes. Something doesn't add up. Refresh and you'll see it's about 40. Well, it is, 37. 37. So Yeah, no, you've got to refresh. Sometimes it doesn't update if you've just been watching the stream. Sean says the way you give the stats is perfect for people that don't watch the games. Yeah, appreciate that, man. You know, that's why I'm glad you say that, because obviously you watch quite a lot of streams. It might get annoying when I have to, you know, put like baby the stats out there, as in, you know, put it in really simple terms on a repeated level, like explaining the different groups, because people don't realize, like, although you watch the streams a lot, and although Jay and Mitchell and Ibrahim and all these guys, they watch the streams quite regularly, they have to hear me always say the grouping of 25 to 30, 35, 40, 45 kind of deal, and then also the grouping for the defensive effective tackle percentages. So it can get annoying to hear that when you know it, because I've obviously spoken about it, but there are obviously a lot of new people that come through who don't necessarily know the groupings. That's why I have to repeat it every single time. So the second half is about to get started here. About to get started. It's 36-6 to the Roosters. Obviously hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. We are halfway through the day. We've seen 4 sin bins in this game. 4 sin bins. Crazy stuff. Ibrahim says, I mean, if this game keeps going, who at least you haven't lost... I'm going to get you to do that again in English, Ibrahim. Yeah, no, we do not speak Ugandan on this channel. No, we do not speak a dialect of Ugandan. We do actually, in fact, speak English, Mr. Ibrahim. So I appreciate you for your comment, but let's try and get that one in English, yeah? I know a little bit of Vietnamese now. Moi. That's 10. That's 10. Hey, that is 2 in Vietnamese. I'm flying. Or here's an important one for me to teach you guys. Hong Nai Ipdem Lao. Means you look beautiful tonight. First tackle now for the Roosters at 13. Brett the Tent says Dolphins don't look dangerous in this game. Not at all. They haven't gotten into this game at any stage. It might have looked like they might be getting back into it when there was the 2 sin bins for either team. And then the Dolphins scored on the left-hand side through defeated Fahu. But outside of that, that was the only time they've even looked relatively interesting. Brenton says, what's the word for blowjob in Vietnamese? I do not know what the word for blowjob in Vietnamese is, mate. Not necessarily... Not that's the word you want to know? Just go to Thailand, mate. Learn it in Thai, Brenton. I reckon you'll probably enjoy that one more. Scott says, thank you, Roosters. Have a chance winning my tipping comp now. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Love you long time. Exactly right. Love you long time. Pattaya is calling, Brenton. Pattaya is calling. So first tackle here for the Dolphins. Let's see if they can actually wake up a little bit in the second half and not completely tank their points differential. Need to sometimes just blow the ears out, because I don't know why. When you've got like headphones on for a long time, just like congest you. But yeah, Dolphins don't look dangerous in this game at all. First goal, take out Spencer. Let's go Dolphins. First goal is don't worry about what the other team's doing. Do your own thing. 4 tackle here at the 40. And Marshall King off to Asai Katoa. Underneath, good run for Ray Stone to the 30. I will say, though, if one team can score, this would be the greatest game of all time. But if one team can score something in one half, well, you can do it in the second half, technically. And Tedesco grabs it. I'm joking, but I'm not joking, too. Maybe it's blow instead of boom boom. Just ask Sean James, mate. He lives in Thailand. Ask Sean. Ask the big Sean what his thought... Oh, that's a knock on, is it? No, it's a penalty to the Roosters. Ask Sean how you say it in Thai so you can learn it when you go to Pattaya. You're on now. You're on now. So penalty for the Roosters here. And the Dolphins are going to challenge it. They are going to challenge. No money, no honey. Exactly right, Sean. Exactly right. And if you've got money, not for long. Not for long. Nikhil says, might have to look into some quality in ear monitor earphones. No, these are good. Like, don't get me wrong. It's just that because I stream for as long as we do, you just it just congests you a little bit. But Captain's challenge here from the Dolphins, I have to see the other angle where the left hand is around the ball. I think he might have just lost his ball, to be honest with you. I think he may have just... based on the available angles, they're going to support the live decision. I didn't see there being a strip there, however. I didn't see there being a strip, but sure, based on available angles, they will say inconclusive. Dolphins keep their challenge, and it will be a penalty to Le Chucksters, to the latte sippers. To la latte of Le Sipper. Alright, so it's going to be Roosters with the ball at the 44. And they've got a chance to put some more points on the board and get close to a 50 bomba. First tackle at 33. Billy Smith to Sam Walker. Sam Walker underneath. And Roosters will be 28 metres out through Egan Butcher. This is actually really impressive that the Roosters have only knocked the ball on once today. 4 times. Oh, jeez, that's a good hit. Nafahu White just got whacked by Molo. They've only made a couple of mistakes today, the Roosters, when they're very well known for making a ridiculous amount of errors. Robert Toya, he will be 10 metres out from the line. 4 tackle. 4 tackle out to Savala. Savala to Sam Walker. Kicks it through here for Tedesco, and he will score. 40 points to 6. You're tanking your points differential. Dolphins, you did so well. You did so well in that period to win those games by big margins. Well, you can forget that because your points differential, the Roosters are really getting into it. They're really getting into it. It's about to be a 42-6 game, and James Tedesco will score. Nikhil says, that's right. Brent the 10 says the cockle-doodle-doos. They are cockle-doodle-doing. Big cockle-doodle-doing. Jeez, Mola with a huge hit on Nafahu White there, and he's just smiling at him. Mitchell says, 5 more tries, Roosters, please. Why? Why? 5 more tries. So, why? Olivia says, I'm showing my phone screen to the camera. See if you can spot me. Oh, I don't know where you sit, Olivia. How am I meant to know? What? How am I meant to know nothing? I don't know nothing. I'm showing it to the camera screen. We've got nothing. So 40-6, 34-point game. And it's about to be 42-6, a 36-point game. Oh, so we're not the only team to concede 70 in like 20 years. Hey, don't worry. Warriors fans have an idea of how you feel. They have an idea. And Sam Walker kicks it. I wonder how many Dolphins fans are going to be left in the stadium. By the way, Olivia, you shouldn't like this result. No, you shouldn't be liking it. You would have not minded if the Roosters had won by a smidgen. A cheeky little smidgen. You would have preferred the Dolphins to win, like I was saying. But you wouldn't have minded the Roosters to win by a smidgen. Right now, they're going to put themselves up into the category around the Broncos, who are plus 104. And the Roosters are now plus 56. So there's still 35 minutes to go here as well. And they're only 2 points away from you. So you're very lucky that the Dolphins don't jump you, but also the Roosters are now close to you. And the Dolphins still have a better points differential than you, but it is getting eaten into. But you play the Dolphins next week with no Adam Reynolds, and Ezra Mammon, Selwyn Cobbo, and Xavier Willison, and also Brendan Pikura. You're kind of in a bit of trouble here, Brisbane. You're kind of in a bit of trouble here. And you're lucky the Sharks lost, but the Sharks are no hopers. Nikhil says we'll see 50 points in the next 10 minutes at this rate. Yeah, we'll see the feedy bomb get slapped in this game. The Roosters will for sure hit the feedy bomb here. If they don't, we're removing them from the comp. Mitchell says, I forgot about the Warriors game. Well, not the last team to concede 70. No, Mitchell, it was 66-6. I was saying they had an idea. Bushka, Hamiso slap by Tedesco at the 10, first tackle. It was 66-6 to the Titans there over the Warriors. Let's just confirm and clarify that one there, Mitchell. I want it to be a draw. Yeah, sure. I'll back it. Yeah, I'll back it. That would have been the way. GTGT says 50 points by the Finns. 50 points by the Finns? You done jack, mate. What do you mean? What are we talking about Dolphins 50 points? They're not even at 10 points. The Finns 50 points. This is proving my point, though. They were beating teams by 50, no hopers. This comp is so close. Absolutely, Brent. That's why it's the most exciting season I've ever seen. I hope the finals really emulate it. And Namanga Tawase gets away from the tackle, and he's away here. He's away here. He's away here at the 30, the 35, the full 35. Warriors conceded 70 to Melbourne, you clown. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, well, I just wanted to remind you about the Titans one. Titans 66 more impressive. I think Warriors still scored 20 against Melbourne that day. Wasn't it like 70-20 or some shit? Come on, Mitchell. Get with the times. Get with the moment. Get with the program. We've got a good program on here. You're not with the program. No, you're on the incorrect program. And Roosters are away. They got Tedesco. This is going to be another try here. This is going to be a try right now. 46-6 with a kick to come. And Dolphins. You're on fraud alert. I'm putting you on now. I'm putting you on now. Look at all these fraud alerts. Oh, Roosters are coming off fraud alert. Hold on. Hold on, lads. I've got to do something. We've got to do something here, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Give me 1 second here, lads. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Here we go. It's coming. It's coming. We're going to do it again. Fraud alert! Fraud alert! Fraud alert! Fraud alert! Fraud alert! Fraud alert! You are on fraud alert, Dolphins. You are on fraud alert, Dolphins. And the Roosters, you are going to come off of fraud alert here. And we've still got 33 minutes or so to go in this game. You're gone. You're on fraud alert, Dolphins. Look at that bottom 4 of the top 8. Look at them. Look at them all. Look at them all. Olivia says too loud. Too loud, Olivia. You're at the stadium, Olivia. How are you complaining about loud? You are at the stadium right now. Tell everyone. I want you to play that sound for everyone. You know what, Olivia? I want you to play it on full volume right now so all the Dolphins fans in the crowd can hear me as I say, fraud alert, fraud alert, fraud alert, fraud alert, fraud alert, fraud alert, fraud alert. Guess who's on fraud alert? You are on fraud alert, Dolphins. You are on fraud alert. I hope they all heard it. Put it over the speakers in the stadium. Put it over the speakers in the stadium, Olivia. Larissa says, who scored the last try? The last try was scored by James Tedesco. He scored the last 2 tries of the game, actually. He has scored the last 2 tries of the game, actually. Charles says, what is fraud alert? Well, fraud alert is a team that is on fraud, and we are being alerted to them being frauds. We are being alerted to them being frauds. 48 points to 6 here to the Roosters, but guess what? There is still 31 minutes to go in the game. So, Dolphins, you are plus 129. Roosters, you are plus 60. Dolphins, your points differential is getting slaughtered. Brent the 10 says the Dolphins on the field. I do not believe so. No, I think they're still waiting for the game to begin. Brenton says the NRL should really take on this fraud system for the NRL ladder. Yeah, we're on. Roosters run home. Bulldogs next week. Big game. Wow, big game. Eels, Storm, and Rabbitohs. Eels and Rabbitohs should be easier games, but Bulldogs and Storm. Roosters have a very interesting run home. 2 wins, potentially 2 losses, but 2 wins could get them in there. 2 wins should get them there. No, it doesn't. I think you need 30 points this year. The Roosters must win 3 of their last 4 games. They'll be on 26 points with this one. 30 points might get them there. It just comes down to points differential. If they can win one of those games against the Bulldogs or the Storm, you make the 8 Roosters. So 30 minutes to go here of the game. 30 minutes to go. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. The Roosters will knock the ball on at the 40. It'll be Dolphins ball. Jared says, how the tables have turned, Dolphins. The turns have tabled and the tables have turned. He says, the Dolphins fans are complaining about the drums. I'm sure they will complain about that too. Well, you can tell the Dolphins fans they don't give a shit. How about that? You think of that one? Did you ever consider that option, Olivia? It's a very good option. It's a very prime option. Priority option, actually. Lagan says, imagine the Roosters' blue ball loss. I will delete them from the table. I will do it if they do not score one more try in the next 30 minutes. So Marshall King to Isai Katoa. And now it'll be Nicarima. And Nicarima gives it off. And also, why would you even put that into the air? Yeah, you deserve the timeout. Yeah, you do. You deserve the timeout there from Mitchell. Now, good work, Mitchell. Very good stuff there from you. Very good stuff. Logan, you deserved that one. Disgraceful comment for suggesting a blue ball. We don't want a second tackle here at the 25 for the Dolphins. You've lost the game, but just don't let your points differential get tanked. Chad says, Olivia just remembered they are Broncos fans in disguise. Yeah, Olivia is a Broncos fan, and she's there backing the Dolphins in disguise. See? I'm telling you. I tell you, I speak the truth here. A Broncos fan in disguise. Olivia's just admitted it. Fit tackle out to 5. They give it to Nicarima. Nicarima kicks this ball through. Oh, it's a good grab there from the Roosters. It's a perfect game from the Roosters. Scott says, are we allowed to say it or will it be too early? No. You can say Fitty Bomb. You could have said it from the 30. Thrifty 30 is when you've got to wait for. They're 18 points past the Thrifty 30. No, I wanted a draw. Nah, I think you did want the Roosters to lose. I think you probably would have preferred the Dolphins to win. Daniel Tupou gets the ball to the 30. And he'll get this ball to the 35. This is going to be interesting how the Dolphins work next week against the Broncos with both their halves out. The Dolphins should have every reason to bounce back and win well. Brent says Warriors could be in a world of pain if they lose. Yeah, because they're now only going to be 4 points away from dropping out of the 8. With that being said, though, that's a good kick there from the Roosters, and Amiso brings it out to the 3 on first tackle. Yes, but the Sharks lost, so they don't go above the Warriors. The Broncos lost, so they don't go above the Warriors. The Dolphins will lose, so they won't go within 2 points of the Warriors. Yeah, sure, the Roosters will be 4 points short outside of the 8. This game does help Manly stay in the hunt for the top 8 as well, mind you, even though the points differential is not great. But the point is, and Dragons fans will be kind of grateful for this as well, but the Warriors are fine for the top 8, so I don't think they really should be caring too much about this. But I guess if they do lose by big margin, Dolphins are away here, the 25, the 30, the 35, taken down, fit tackle. I don't think they're caring too much about this, to be honest. Sundance is massive at the moment. This is good. This is very good. Very good result here. But what will tell me a lot is that game against the Bulldogs next week. That'll be a big one. Like this one, I tipped the upset. I didn't think it would be this big of a result. I thought the Roosters would win, but I didn't tip this big of a result. And it's like this is a fantastic result, but now let's see them against the Dogs next week. Now the Roosters, Daniel Tupou, who gets ball to the 45 on the third tackle, 48. 27 minutes left of the game here. Connor Watson. What did I tell you guys, though? I always say it every single week. The game that looks like it's going to be the best game of the round usually ends up being one of the worst games of the round or a blowout. This one was the one everyone was thinking. And I said that the best game of the round is probably going to come from a game that you think is probably going to be one of the worst. And that's probably the Titans Rabbitohs. So Dolphins now at the 15. And I'll be first tackle, 20. Sean says, mate, you picked the score 66-6. No, that's the Titans score, mate. They're not allowed to do it. They're not allowed to. I want to score origami. That's what I want. I want to score origami, a score that's never happened in the NRL before. So I'm hoping for like a 65-6. I reckon that score's never happened. Or maybe a 67-6. I'll back it. Scott's apparently Trent Robinson never missed the 8 apart from 2015. Is that true? No. Is that true? 2022, did they win? Oh, they might have, against the Rabbitohs. Yeah, oh yeah, they did, and then they played the Rabbitohs. Really? No, because like 2017 or something, they had a bad year, didn't they? In 2017? No, it wasn't 2017. It was maybe 2016. 2016, the Roosters came second last. 2015, they're pretty sure they made the prelim, didn't they? And they lost the Broncos. Yeah, because that was the year. Yeah, so 2016 is the year you're thinking of. 2016. All right, so Roosters ball hit the 50. Joe Fumman says, looking heated with those sin bins, and then the pumping has fallen on us. Yep. 2015, they made the prelim. You're thinking 2016, yeah. Yeah, I remember because Darius Boyd with the intercept. All right, so Jermaine Sarko taking it out of the 20. By the way, Lagan, you're getting timed out for the entire Bulldogs game if the Roosters blue ball us on the 50 because you said that they're going to blue ball us. You're getting timed out for the entire Bulldogs game. We'll see tomorrow if the Roosters do not score the 50 bomb. Penalty to the Dolphins here at the 30. Penalty to the Dolphin. Penalty to the Dolphin. Jeez, Dolphins, and you go into a game against Broncos next week. How important is that game for both of those 2 seasons? Yeah, I'll cop it if they do. Yeah, you will, mate. Yeah, you will. Well, we weren't asking you. Hey, Lagan, well, maybe what do you reckon about we timing you out? Maybe we'll time you out if the Roosters don't hit 50. No, we didn't say that. That wasn't the words that came out of my mouth. The words that came out of my mouth was we're going to time the living shit out of you if the Roosters do not score 50 in this game. Jared Ferman says there is no choice here, Lagging. Correct, Jared. You're right there. Jason, I was going to time him out anyways. So out the back, the Dolphins hits Grassy McGrath at the 50. Grassy McGrath hasn't been too evident in the last few weeks of rugby league action. He's slipping on the Dally M counter. Tedesco's catching him. Nathan Cleary's catching him. Dolphins now 33. My next tip has to be right. Well, Samuel, who are you tipping in the Dolphins? No, not the Dolphins game. You definitely, hopefully, that's a forward pass. Well, that's just horrifically bad, and the Roosters will just get the ball at the 30 on first tackle. Are you tipping the Bulldogs or the Warriors? Levi says almost the entire 8 is fraud alert. Well, I just took off the Roosters too. But you're right. You're right. And this team, based off of last week, are lucky not to be on fraud alert too. They're very lucky. Very lucky. So, honestly, the entire 3 through 8 could have been there. And don't even start me on the Sharks. Don't even start me on that. If the Titans beat them next week, they're gone on scam. Tedesco offloads it to Lindsay Collins, and Collins goes out to the left. He'll be at the 35, the 30, 4 tackle. Andrew says, hey Blaze, hope you're good. Coming live from my Greece family holiday. Hope everyone's all good. This heat is intense. My fair Mancunian skin has never seen anything like it. Yeah, well, you should try and go to like this Asia region. Go to India. You'll feel heat. But yeah, no, it'll be beautiful there in Greece right now. Hope you're having a good time. KO Sports says, do you think Ben Hunt can do a good job steering the team around for the next month? I think that Ben Hunt's best days are behind him, but I don't know how Broncos Dolphins goes next week. That's a very hard game to predict. Sunday says we're no longer on fraud alert. Yeah, but he's still not in the top 8. Still not in the top 8 there, El Sunday. And if you do not hit 50 in this game, I'm calling you fraud alert. If you waste our time for the next 22 minutes and you don't hit 50 bomb, you go on a fraud alert and Largan's getting timed out for the century. Oh, good pass. No, it's not. It's a knock-on from the Dolphins. It's a knock-on, and it'll be Roosters ball up around the 40. I heard it's raining, of course. I might not even be on stream. We'll probably lose. Good. Jeez, if the Dogs lose that game, you gotta... Nah, you can't go and scam, but the question's there. Everyone says they're lucky Casey doesn't know how rugby league works. Yeah, Casey's not really the old knowledgeable on the old rugby league. No, Casey's not exactly a big fan of rugby league rulings. She struggles quite consistently with that one. But at least she's consistent. You know, I'll give her that credit. She is consistently bad. I'd rather her be consistently something, and she's consistently shit out. So, like, I'll give her that credit. Fantastic work, Casey Badger. Fantastic. Second tackle now for the Roosters. They'll beat the 45 on the Dolphins side of the field. 20 minutes to go of the game. Hit that like button and subscribe. And do not forget, we'll be live for the Bulldogs Warriors immediately after this game. Immediately. Roosters at the 40 on third tackle. You better damn well hit this 50 bomb, son. Everyone says Clocks ran away with the game. Not really. It's only a 2-score game between the Roosters and the Clock. If they score right now, they're within the 1 of 12. They're within the 1 of 6. Tedesco gives it off to Billy Smith. 13 metres out from the line, fit tackle. James Tedesco goes right. Sam Walker off to Hugo Savala. Savala kicks his ball across. It's going to be no one at the Wase. He's on a hat trick. He scored his hat trick. And we go. A 30 bump. A 30 bump. A 30 bump. A 50 bump. A 30 bump. A 50 bump. A 30 bump. A 50 bomb. If you are a member of the channel, drop the 50 bomb gift. Spam the 50 bomb gift. Light it up, son. Light it up. Light up the 50 bomb. 50. A 50 bump. A 50 bump. A 30 bump. A 50 bump. Slap up that 50 bomb, son. Gee whiz. Dolphins, you are in trouble. Nawanga Neta Wase Fijian Flyer with the hat trick. But it costs a 50. But the Dolphins, you whiz. You slappy. You get the slappy and the Fitty Bomb gift getting spammed in the chat. The only time we allow spam here. There we go. There we go. Look at the Fitty Bomb. How beautiful is the Fitty Bomb slap up? How beautiful is the Fitty Bomb slap up? Gee whiz. Okay, and Sundo just said he's about to come. Didn't need to know that one. Didn't need this to become R-rated here, Sundo. But thank you very much for letting us all know. Jared Footman says we ask for consistency in case he gives that every week. That is something. Exactly right. Blah blah blah. Says all these frauds. We're getting the Storm versus Panthers grand final, aren't we? You bite your damn well tongue. You go to the bathroom right now and you wash your mouth out with soap. Don't you ever say anything so disgraceful again about saying a Panthers and Storm grand final. You've clearly got the Titans at the top of the table here. Give them the credit. The credit is due. Come on. Panthers versus Storm grand final. Don't do it to us. And there we go. They will get the kick. It's 54-6. Okay, so that is now a 48-point swing. The Dolphins will go from plus 171 to 61, 51, 41, 31, 23, 123, whilst the Roosters will go up to a gigantic 68. So now they're getting close to the Broncos. Oh boy, they're well above the Sharks, the scamming Sharks. It's a very sus comment, son. Very sus, Mitchell. Really interesting, that one. But the Roosters will knock it back. Dolphins actually pick it up, and they're going to take this ball to the 20. We might see a 60 slammer. We may see a sexy 70 here today. 3 tries away from the sexy 70. 1 try away from the 60 slammer. Could you imagine we see 26 points in 18 minutes and maybe we see an electric 80? Oh my gosh. We've never seen an electric 80 before. Lagan I can already hear the latte sipper saying we're coming for the rest of the comp. Yeah, no, it's going to be a tumultuous week, but at least they play the Dogs next week, so it's on you. And if you don't win, if you don't beat them next week, then I'm blaming you, and then you're definitely getting timed out again. So first tackle here for the Dolphins, 5 out, 6 again. JK says, well, I thought the Dolphins could get this done to lock the 8, but it looks like there will be much of a battle to close the 8. Well, Sharks, you're in trouble. Broncos, guess what? You're in trouble, but the benefit of the Sharks is they have a bye. They have a bye in 2 weeks' time. And Roosters knocked that ball backwards, and Sam Walker gets the ball at the 6. So first tackle for the Roosters, 6 metres out. Sharks have a bye in 2 weeks. Their spot in the 8 is pretty much locked up. And if they lose the Titans next week, we're removing them from the comp and we're sending them to Antarctica. Then you've got the Broncos, who've got injury galore problems. They play the Dolphins next week. That is such a big game. That is such a big game. Third tackle now at the 25. I did say the Dolphins, this is uncharted territory, dude. They just don't know what it takes in these crucial moments. And look, if I'm going to compare it with how the Titans were, in the first, so 2000, let's go here. 2023 was the first year the Dolphins came into the competition. They came, I think, about 12th or 11th. And then, actually, I'm going to go get this for sure. Dolphins get this ball, first tackle, Hamiso to the 15. So in 2023, the first year the Dolphins were in the competition, they finished in 13th position. In 2024, the Dolphins finished in 10th position. And in 2025, they're currently in 8th position, currently there, but have a good chance of dropping out. Now, if you want to compare that to the Titans in 2007 to give you a good read about how new teams usually perform. The Titans in their first season, we came 10th position. And then in 2008, we just missed the finals as well. I think we came about 12th. I think we came about maybe 12th or something like that. We came 13th. And then in 2009, we made the preliminary final. We actually came 3rd this year. Oh, hold on. Roosters will get the ball at the 40 with an intercept. We came 3rd in 9. Yep, we came 3rd behind the Dragons and the Bulldogs. 2010, I mean, we came 4th and we lost to the Roosters in the preliminary final. But we came 4th. So, for any of you Tom, Dick, and Harrys who try to say that the Dolphins in their first 3 years have exceeded where the Titans were in their first 3 years, you can feel free to eat the fattest dick, because at no point are you correct. Titans in their third year came fourth, and the Titans in their fourth year came third. The Titans in their third year came third, and the Titans in their fourth year came fourth. So, fourth tackle now for the Roosters at the 25. So I said, shame Dolphins fans have that fitty burger. Yeah, they can't win the comp anymore. No team has ever conceded fitty. I hate that stat, though, because the team did win the comp conceding 49 points in 2001. But it's still a technical stat of no team conceding 50 has ever won the comp. Scott James says Dolphins have Broncos, then Manly. They do. They do. Couple of tough games there. Bruce's knock on at the 33. Darren Wollongong says here, it's just that Dolphins fans haven't had anything to chime in about. Fair enough. Look, I'm just glad that I've been validated. You know, I say this quite a bit. Like, you get glad that you get validated when you have public opinions that go against the grain. And a lot of the grain has been that the Dolphins are a big threat to the competition this year, and that they've been scoring bucket-load of points, and they're always, you know, smacking up teams. And I always say to you guys, sure, but who are they playing? They're beating nobodies. You know, they lost the Sharks, who was one of the better teams. The Bulldogs game doesn't really matter too much because all the Origin players were out. They come up here against a team in the same area of the table, in the Roosters, and they get absolutely pummeled into the floor dramatically. You know, who have the Dolphins been scoring these 50 points against? Who cares about the Cowboys? Who cares about the Eels? Who cares about the Tigers? And who cares about the Dragons? These teams aren't teams to get a gauge about where a team is at. Sure, you can score points, but who are you scoring points against? Are you scoring points against the Warriors defense? Well, you beat them 20-18, but also it's not the 50 bombs that we're talking about, and they're talking the last few seconds, and the Warriors had 8 players out in that game. 8 players out in that game, and it took you the entire way, and you actually brought back Nicarima, and you led for a large portion of that game. So now I feel validated that I have the question marks on where this Dolphins team is actually at. It doesn't mean it is right, but it means that I'm happy that I was able to see through those 50-point scores. Lindsay Collins now will get this ball to the 35. 0 tackle. Kay says, this year, our first minor premiership. Exactly right. Exactly right. Scott says, do you see Dolphins letting Broncos if they know they can't make the 8? What? I don't understand that comment. You need to redo that. I'm not sure. I'm at CYB Super Stadium. You are not at CBus. James Tedesco. Oh, dude, that's a brilliant kick. Oh, Sam Walker picks it up. Sam Walker faking the pass. He's going to run it himself. No, he's not. He's going to flick it over the top here. And that is a try time for Daniel Tupou. And we are a conversion away from a 60 slammer. We are a conversion away from a 60 slammer, baby. Get that slammer right up in ya. 2 points away from the slammer-dammer. It was a great kick from Tedesco back into Sam Walker, and then Sam Walker just waited perfectly. Look at this kick, though, from Tedesco. Oh, my gosh, he knew what he was doing. That's a brilliant kick from Tedesco. And the Dolphins don't pick it up, and Sam Walker just holds it up, brings the players in, and then he gets the ball out to Daniel Tupou for a try. Logan's comeback low-key on for the Finns. Yeah, just without the comeback. But the game is on. Debatable, though, for the Dolphins. Don't know if they are on. Do you see Dolphin... yeah, I don't know if they're coming. Sharon 5 minutes says, oh boy, this is getting very close to a similar scoreline, and I might just hop off real quick. No, stay around. Stay around, Jared, because don't worry, I'll remind you the next game. Oh, the next game's the Warriors. Oh, that's the team that you're referring to. The Warriors are the one who conceded 66 points last year. I wonder who to. Was it 66-6, was it? JK57 says, is it true the highest winning gap was 74 points to 0 between the North Queensland Cowboys and the West Tigers in round 18, 2023, which the Cowboys got the win? In recent history, yeah. That's not the biggest score ever, though. Biggest score ever was an 80 bomb, electric 80 by the Dogs back in like the 30s or something like that. And that was when there was 3 points per try rather than 4. And Mitchell's timed out for 10 seconds. I knew it was coming. Ah, boy. That is a rogue mod. Blood Blaster to the loser of Dolphins vs Broncos next week gets scam alert. Winner is still fraud. I don't know. It depends on the scoreline, dude. If it's a big whopping score, then sure. I don't think a close game. Inverted Kiwis, just can't remember. Let me just have a look here. I'm just looking at my watch right now. And, oh, it's got a photo of Jaden Campbell. Yeah, 66. Yeah, it was Titans. It's Titans. Sorry, I was just looking at my watch. Beautiful watch. You watch, I got Jaden Campbell right there, celebrating like this. Oh, hold on a second. Hey, this is from that game. This is actually from that game. This is the one, right here. Jared, you did this to yourself. You brought it up, mate. I didn't even bring up that 66-6. Sam Walker from the left-hand side. He will get the kick over the black dot. So it is a 60. Slam, son. 60 slam. 60 slam. Smack him. Smack him. 60 slam. There is a chance of a sexy 70, baby. There is a chance of a sexy 70. Been such a close game. This one did call Marky Mark for the 2 tries. Was done very early. Yep, I'm happy with my Roosters tip. I'm really glad that I tipped the Roosters and didn't go and tip. Oh, no. Dogs fans, it's pouring down rain in Sydney. Dogs fans, you're in trouble. You're in trouble, Dogs fans. And Nawangna Tawasa gets the ball at the 40. Darren says, must be John Cena's watch. Don't know what you're talking about. Second tackle to get the 45. For the Roosters, 10 minutes to go of the game. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new around here. Sniper Wombat says 27 kicks in a row. He doesn't miss. Yeah, well, you know, the funny thing is that I have personally made him miss. Me. Individually. You can tell Hainsey that too. Zach says naughty 90 on the cards. Naughty 90. I don't think they can score 30 points in 10 minutes, but a naughty 90 would really get everyone's clothes off. So the Roosters now 4th tackle at 33. Negan says, do the Dolphins really think they had a chance? Well, let's not pretend like you're in the 8 yet, Negan. Like, let's not get too cocky and up and about it. Next week is a good telling point against the Dogs. Next week's a big telling point. So Hugo Savala, he'll kick that ball off to Nawangna Tawase. He goes up again, gets the ball, and he can't offload the ball, so it's going to be Dolphins to 15. Scott says, will you tip the Dogs if it's raining? Yeah, I think there's... I do... I don't know who I'm going to tip, mate. Wait for the next stream. I'll give you my tip on the next stream. I don't know. I need to go through the lineups. Mitchell says, Galvin's wrist and ankle looks so sore. Don't know how he's doing it. Third tackle here for the Dolphins, the 43. Samuel says, who do you think is the Titans player? Who do I think is the Titans player? I think a Titans player is someone who plays for the Gold Coast Titans, personally. Could be wrong. Lagan says, anyone who had Roosters 80 plus would be starting to stress right now. Well, it's 54, so no, they probably wouldn't be, because 4 converted tries to make it 80 plus. Don't know about that. Sharks lost the Dragons, though. Ruined my perfect round. Yeah, now we watched that one. Dragons were the better team. Sharkies fell apart a little bit there. Oh, knocked back there from the Dolphins, and Tedesco will pick it up at the 28. First tackle. Yeah, the Sharkies, they're lucky they're not on scam, but they're definitely back on the fraud alert. And go to Po. He could have got that ball offloaded, but he didn't pass it. Dogs and Roosters next week. Who you got? Mate, can I watch the Dogs Warriors game before I make a tip between the Dogs and Roosters? Am I allowed to watch the next game before we make a tip on that game when this game's not even over and the Dogs game hasn't even started? Angus Crichton gets the ball offloaded. Sam Walker gets the ball out to Daniel Tupou. They're away here at the 30, the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10. He flicks it to... Oh, geez. Billy Smith, 4 metres out. A couple of them didn't score. Billy Smith rolls it back. Connor Watson, short ball. Tedesco. Daniel Tupou. Try time. 64-6 with a kick to come. Warriors fans look away. Warriors fans close their eyes. Warriors fans go to bed because the scoreline might just be about to happen. 64-6 to the Roosters. Smack! 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 Pants pulled down of the Dolphins today. Pants pulled down of the Dolphins today. And you know what? If you concede 70, you're going straight from not on fraud alert to scam. You're going straight across. If you concede 70 here today, I'm putting you on scam. I'm doing it. Katie says, I'd love the Wars to win, but I don't know. They can't be lacking like they have been lately if they want to win. Yeah, Casey, you know, if the Warriors score more points than the Dogs, I reckon they win the game. Tasmate says, first thing, love my ass off, Fraudfin's belt to ass. Second thing, can someone tell me what time of the game it was? I got told Spencer shaped up like an Esche the one time I take a nap. Daz, there were 4 sin bins in this game. It was all around the second try for Nwanga Tawase, so an easy one to tell. It was the 8th minute of the game. Spencer Leniu, Francis Molo, Orblex Tafa, and Nafahu White all went to the bin. All 4 at the one time. If I close my eyes, I see Jaden Campbell. I can't escape. All right, 6 minutes 42 to go here in this game. Roosters to the 8. Let's go. Roosters aren't on the 8 with a win here. They still stay behind the Dolphins. But the points differential has helped out greatly. So I'll wait for this kick and then I'll give you the update on the points differential. So Sam Walker here, 25 metres out to the left-hand side. Ibrahim says Roosters have to copy the Gold Coast. They're jealous, I see. Well, the Titans did beat the Roosters this year, so, it makes sense. Makes sense. Isn't that right, Negan? Isn't that right? Jeez, that win over the Titans would put you in the 8. Oh, that must hurt. That must hurt. Knowing the Titans right now, the ones who kept you out of the 8. Oh, Sam Walker's going to miss it! Guess who misses? Don't do it again. Tanner Boyd never misses. You shitting me? You want to put Sam Walker on the same wavelength as Tanner Boyd? He's just missed an easy kick. Oh, my gosh. What are you thinking putting him in the same category as Tanner Boyd? Huh, Brenton? Don't ever do it again. 64-6 the Roosters. He misses the kick. But the 70 is still on. The 70 is still on. The sexy 70. So the Dolphins now, it's a 58 points differential swing. I'm going to go 60 to make it easier. That's 111. So they are plus 113. Whilst the Roosters are at plus 78. Plus 78. Broncos fans, you ain't happy. Sharks fans, you ain't happy. Warriors fans, you ain't happy. Second tackle here for the Roosters at the 20. Jared Farmoney says, Dolphins fans living in Spain with the S, join me. Oh, yeah, I feel for him, mate, from 16th. Third tackle at the 40. Yeah, I love that. A Warriors fan in 5th position is saying that Dolphins fans should join them in feeling Spain without the S, to be feeling pain. And you're talking to a Titans fan. Oh, sympathising. Real sympathising, sympathetic. Brent the 10 says, wow, this is close. What a nail biter. Yeah, I don't know how we're going to survive the rest of this game. It's just an absolute belter. I've actually enjoyed watching the game, though. It's not been one of those just yikes games. It's actually been enjoyable to watch. Is this the quickest 50 bomb ever? What? Is this the quickest 50 bomb ever? No way. Nah, I'm pretty certain the Storm against the Eels earlier this year probably would have been. In the first round of the season. Or that would be close anyway. Roosters instead of being on the scan after that miss. I'm telling you, if the Dolphins concede another converted try and lose 70 points to 6, I'm putting the Dolphins immediately on scam. They've gone into fraud alert and then they go into scam straight away. Jaden says Roosters got this. That's unbelievable, Jaden. Like, I'm really impressed. Like, Jaden, that's a ballsy call to go against the grain. And I'm really impressed. I'm spectacularly impressed with your knowledge of the game. The Roosters got this, you reckon, Jaden? That's really special stuff. 20-40 here for the Dolphins. They'll beat the 25. Jaden Money says, hey, Sherlock has returned with the comment. Yeah, no, Jaden's on fire there. Jaden's on fire there. But if the Dolphins score here, they only need to score 9 tries in 4 more minutes, so we might be on. You personally have Dolphins 1-12 from here. We just got to hope the Roosters get done for the salary cap breaching in this last 4 minutes, and maybe it might be a chance. All right, and that's throwing straight to Tedesco, and the Roosters will get the ball. Here comes the 70. Here comes the sexy 70. Robert Toya out to Nwanga. Neto Wasi. That's got to be forward for sure. That's got to be forward for sure, and it will be, yeah, it's forward for sure. That'll be forward from the Roosters at the 40. Jeez, the sexy 70 was a chance. The Dolphins are a chance. Oh, Hainesy's messaged me saying, take us off fraud watch now. Oh, listen here, Hainesy, you little fraud alert, little muppet. You wisher. You wisher I'd take you off fraud alert. What do you think? You think because you beat a bunch... Oh, no, I'm not going to say... No. I'm going to remember I'm on stream right now. I'm on stream. I'm going to rephrase that. Listen here, buddy. We took the Roosters off of fraud alert with like 20 minutes into the game here, champions. So why don't you just settle down? Why don't you just go grab a damn well beer, soak it down, and then soak another 10, go to the Caxton Street, punch on with a couple of Dolphins fans, and then give it a rest. Oh, I really forgot I was on stream for a second, man. Jeff from Money says, does Hainsey not see the table? He's at the game, so he wouldn't be watching. He's probably talking about the... He would be talking about the Sharks when I was talking about on my Instagram. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, go follow me right now. You got time. There's nothing happening in this game. So go follow me on Instagram with the pinned comment on my story. I was speaking about Sharks being back on fraud alert. Welcome back to the party. BK with that media training. Great restraint. Yeah, well, I know how it works around this joint, man. And it's going to be Dolphins here at the 30. 300 Shorts, Bulldogs -8.5. Not in the wet weather. No way would I be getting on the minus. But then again, the 300 Shorts has been a hard day to predict. Like, we've seen the Dragons get a massive upset win. We've seen the Roosters, who were underdogs for this game, get a 60-odd point win. You know, like, it's very hard to predict right now. And the Bulldogs are third, fighting for first. The Warriors are fifth, fighting to get back into the top four. The Warriors are losing games. The Dogs come off the back of a loss to the Tigers in the wet weather, and the Dogs are very well known for not playing well in wet weather, and it's bucketing down in Sydney right now. So it's a very scary game to predict. I would probably get on the under. Dolphins will... I think they've scored. Oh, yeah, Tavita Nafahu, you're going to celebrate, are you? You're down 64-10, man. 64-10. Well, there you go. Tell Jay's mate Hainsey, no one is scared of the Roosters. I think an under-10s team is more scary, Jay's mate says. Well, there you go, lads. I think the Dolphins will get the last try wins. They will win the game. They might be down 64-10, but as Australians know, last try always wins. And if you want to debate it, please look at a wall and please argue with that wall. Last try wins. Last try wins in becoming the biggest Muppets. Well done. So 64-10 with the kit to come. That is a 54-point swing. Don't forget, we'll be live in about 5 minutes' time for the next game, the final game of the day, which is the Bulldogs versus the Warriors. Jermaine Asako will curl it in. It's a 64-12 game. So that means that it is a 52-point gap. The Dolphins will drop from plus 171 to plus 119, which is equal with the Panthers, but the Panthers are on the uneven stats, so don't worry about that. But plus 119 with the Dolphins. The Roosters will go up to plus 72. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Yeah, plus 72. And they will be above the Sharks points differential-wise, but not with the points, because there'll be 2 points. Sharks, you'll stay in 7th. Broncos, you will stay in 6th. Dolphins, you will stay in 8th. Roosters, you will be equal 8th, but in 9th. Manly, your season is now still back on. You just need the Broncos to beat the Dolphins next week and the Bulldogs to beat the Roosters next week, and then Manly next week. If you beat the Tigers, you will be equal with the Dolphins and Roosters. So Manly, you've still got a chance at the 8 now. You should be thankful. Dinky Link says, what the hell happened in this game? Dolphins, they weren't kick a can. They weren't kick a can, that's for sure. No kick a can here. Really no kick a can here. 49 seconds left of the game, and there's a penalty coming up for the Dolphins after a shoulder charge. I disagree, but sure. Jared Fummo says, did anyone have any multis on this? Yeah, man. Yeah. I predicted the Roosters to win 60 points by 60 points, so I will be wrong, unfortunately, but I was close. Oh, no, sorry, I did say 50 points. No, I'm right. Yeah, always right here. See, even when I'm wrong, I'm actually right. Dolphins now right inside Jermaine Sarko. He's at the 35 of his second tackle. Tasmate says, no way they're playing living on a prayer. Dolphins praying all right. No, the Dolphins will be praying all right. Yeah, going up against the Broncos next week. They need to pray that they get a win there, because if they don't, they're out of the 8 next week. Probably. Oh! Oh, no wonder to Wase nearly had the intercept for the sexy 70, but he will knock it on. And that, my friends, will be the final score. Dolphins lose 64-12 to the Roosters. Massive result up there at Suncorp. And Dolphins have just have just made this top 8 battle a wide open race between the Broncos, the Sharks, the Dolphins, the Roosters, and Manly. And if you want to add in the Dragons, you can. If you want to add in the Tigers, I doubt it, but you can. And if you want to add in the Warriors, they're back into the fray too with their points differential. Big game for the Warriors coming up next. If they win, they're in the top 4, and they definitely make the 8. If they lose, they are not out of the top 8 battle yet. The Roosters are only 4 points short of them, and it's all well and truly on. So, guys, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. I'll be live in literally a minute's time for the next game between the Bulldogs and the Warriors. So I appreciate you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next game. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Bang. See ya.